Listen.
We're live.
Live and direct up in this mother lover. What's going on, bitches and bitchettes? See, we don't discriminate. Hope everyone is feeling well, man. We ain't been back here for, I think, 2 weeks, innit? We missed last week, man. But yo, we appreciate everybody locking in. My name is Mice Diggy. This is some shit you might not never know nothing about. That's right. The podcast where we talk about some things you might not never know nothing about. I'm here with my co-host, Dan DNA. How are you, brother?
Good.
Sorry, I missed 420, man. I couldn't.
Oh, that was...
we messed up, man.
That was its own drama series.
It's continued as well.
That's it.
It's continuing, boy. Jesus. But yeah, sorry we missed last week, man. You know, I hope everyone had a good 420. We're going to make up for it anyway whilst we're here. Do you know what I mean? And make sure that 420 will get celebrated the way it's supposed to be. I got my little vape pen here. You know what I mean? It looks like a crack
Well, that's
pipe.
what it is.
Yeah, it's a vape pen.
It looks like a science experiment.
Yeah, it is kind of, man.
Yeah.
See how high you can
So
get
what's
without
that? What's
your
that
feet
for?
leaving the ground. This is for extracts.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So this is like concentrates where you're breaking it down into like just the oil and the fibers that you need, you know? CBDs, the THCs, THCAs, and
Is it
ABCs.
Is it in the car or sativa? What one is
It's a
it?
cross, actually, I think. I think
Cross
it's,
of the two.
Yeah, it's like 50-50. I think, that's a good point, actually. I got to find out. But one is the new, and the other is... Oh, actually, I got to just confirm that, what the other one is. It might be a Jaffa, was it? Skittles Cake Gelato. I think it might be that. But yeah, we're going in, D. You know what I mean?
Getting scientific about it.
Yeah. Yo, shout out to the people locked in, man. We appreciate you coming through each and every time, man. Shout to your more, all the common sensors, man. We got to big you lot up always. The Mask Detective UK. What's going on, bruv? I'm going to read. I haven't had a chance to because I had a bit of a mad week, man. But I'm going to get into your. I'm traveling this weekend, so I'm going to get into your stuff. The books that you sent, man. Very interesting stuff as well, man. Appreciate you sending them. Shout to Black Einstein. What's going on, brother? Shout to Adam Crafts. Big up all of the silent listeners. We appreciate each and every one of you mother lovers. Hey, bit of a mad week, man. It's been crazy, like roller coaster ride. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's been fun at the same time, just realizing what matters in life. Things that matter, things that don't matter. You start breaking them shits down and you realize, right?
We talking about Twitter or what's the...
Oh, what? Your brethren?
It was...
Bruv. I don't even understand what's the big deal as well, but it's interesting, isn't it? Elon Musk. Your brethren Elon Musk has decided he wants to own Twitter, and now he's going to decide on free speech. The thing that baffles me, and I guess it's because I'm not on there all the time, so I don't really feel like it's going to muffle my speech. You know what I mean? In a sense, like I still have free speech whether there's Twitter or not. So it's weird how much emotion is getting into, you know, the fact that this app is now going to be owned by this guy, the real life Tony Starks, and yeah, all that's like whatever, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, it has annoyed me. It has changed my life. It has made me feel like, what the fuck am I doing with myself? It's amazing though how these apps control. You know, the annoying thing is, you know what I mean? And we'll probably get into this later in the show because, you know, I'm very, very looking forward to our guest coming up, man. And I'm sure the people locked in know already, boy. It's about to be one tonight. A very good one. Shout out to DJ Lock in the building. What's going on, my brother? Yeah. What was he talking about?
You was going to go into your nightmare roller coaster week, and then I interrupted with the Twitter.
Yeah, well,
Twitter news.
Twitter, yeah. But it's amazing, yeah, that now, because we're not in the physical world as such, like we were before, people used to be like street teams. You know, I remember getting into the game, they were street teams, brother. You had this lot over here, it'd be 10 to 15 man. These lot over here, 8, they're building up their team, though. And then, you know, like they all link up and they hand out flyers and, you know, any free giveaways or whatever. So they like the promo. They were like the posts that you make on the Instagram or the tweets that you know what I mean, to get you, build up your fan base or your, you know, your punters, you know, people that are going to like start buying into your material and whatnot. And, you know, that's obviously changed now and turned into this digital world, which is weird. It shouldn't be, but it's more awkward for a lot of people to be able to like, because now you're sort of selling yourself. You're not just like handing this flyer over and go, yo, check that out and just read it while I'm not there feeling awkward while you're staring at me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a weird one, man, for a lot of people, but it's interesting at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Shout out to Dusty Arms. What's going on? He said smashed it. Oh, bless, man. Appreciate that, bruv. That's nice, man. Shout out to JM. What's going on? The nice one, JM. Yeah. Good to see you, bruv. You know, we got some legendary shit going on tonight, boy. You know what I mean? Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about this. See it there? See it there? Just make sure they can see that properly on the screen. You know what I mean? Got that in the bag, mate. It's in the bag.
Yeah, you got to keep that in its wrapping. And
yeah, man. Yeah. £10 bag. Can't be messing with that.
Have you got a record player?
I haven't, you know.
Right, we'll talk about that later.
I haven't, but you know what I mean. I got a lot of records. I got a lot of records, man, but I ain't got a record player. I wanted to get a gramophone. Like I remember, man, when there was like around the corner on the market, it was this like antique shop, and they had, I could see it in there. I was like, right, that would be cool to have, you know, just to say I've got it, but I fucked up. I messed up, D.
We didn't get the gramophone.
Nah, man, I got a mini disc player instead. Look what the fuck's happened. What happened to mini disc players, man? Like, you know how many mini discs I got just gathering dust? Just like, bruv, what are we doing here? Like, what? Mini discs just laying there, like, yo.
Yeah, I got boxes of mini discs.
What?
Yeah.
I messed up. I thought, yeah. And shout out to Blue. Actually, I should blame Blue for that because he did insist that, trust me, mini disc is the way to go. And I thought it was. Bruv, people were even doing shows off a mini disc. You know what I mean? Like the DJ would press play on a little like portable mini disc player, and then the beat would run. But you know, sometimes that shit would skip. It's a different type of skip as well. Mini disc player skip ain't the same as a CD skip.
No, neither are the same as a record skip and all.
Nah, record skip,
best skip.
Yeah, it's the realest skip.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it's the natural skip. You're just like, yeah, that was fuck up. I don't know where I am
33.3 RPM skip.
Whereas CD skip, you can kind of like, all right, just wipe it off. Take it out, wipe it off a bit. You know what I mean? Record skip is like, right, that might be fucked, bro.
Real Gen X hours right now. We just is
that it?
Just like anyone.
We're lucky, man.
Born after 1981 is probably just tuned out.
Nah, man. People like to hear about the old school, man.
I fucking hope so.
Yeah, they do, man. They do. You know what I mean? But we're lucky that we're just on the cusp. So it's like, okay, this is not too awkward. I can use like touch screen and I can send the email. Oh, emails are free. Yeah. Fuck you, man. Yeah. People know about my story of thinking that emails were costly.
2p per email.
Yeah, I messed up there as well. Yeah, but I bet there were people charging for emails addresses though.
For the address?
Yeah. For sure, innit? Just jerking people out. Okay, well, it's best to have it at Hotmail because Hotmail is like well known And, you know, it kind of represents the fact that there's a lot going on with your mail. People really, yeah, okay, I'll get Hotmail. And then what name would you like? You know what I mean? They get them thinking about, oh, right, so I'm getting my own at Hotmail as well. Because, yeah, I see everybody else has got at Hotmail. So how much is it? Yeah, $79 a month. Yeah, that could have been me, boy.
Yeah.
Lucky, bruv. Very lucky. And even luckier to be on this here release that's out right now, mother lovers. You see it right there. Farma G's £10 bag. Featuring a string of artists, man. And I love what he's done here as well. Let's bring him in, man. Ladies and gents, our guest for this week, the one and only. See him there? Farma Jesus. That's Farma Jesus right there. Been walking on water. Got home, walked through water. And a nothing. What's going on, bruv?
Yeah, I'm good. You hear me?
Yeah, hear you well. Can everyone hear us out there, yeah? Let's see some fire emojis right there for the legendary Farma G.
You know Farma Jesus today, bro.
Very crude task force aficionado, producer MC extraordinaire, and geez, has he proved it with this one? Already, like, you know what I mean? There's so much to get into because what's crazy is I know there's more of this coming as well. But yo, you killed it with this, bruv. Been listening to it.
You lot killed it. You can call me like a curator, like that. But you lot killed it. Like, I made good choices. That's for picking people I can rely on, like yourself.
I appreciate it, bro.
The rest of the guys, you know what I mean? But you lot smashed it. You lot actually smashed the living shit out of it. You know me. I make. Well, people don't know, but I've been making beats forever, and man, it always comes down to who raps on them, you know, mice, and what they choose. And the people got a choice of the music. You chose what you thought was. I was so happy when you chose that beat. I was thinking to myself, wow, Mice is going to go in on the slow Griselda type boom bap.
I was like, whoa. Farms this he's asking for some trouble right here, boy. And yeah. And the thing is about it as well is I love the fact that, like, listening to the whole project, I was like, right, you've really like you're taking people to different, you know what I mean, areas of the style of music that you do. And so and what was beautiful about it is it worked all the way as well. It works all of the way. It's not like a tune where you're like, oh, it's kind of, I don't know, this MC don't sound like he'd rock on that beat. And I think it's probably because of what you've done. You've gone like, look, here's a bunch of beats, pick the ones that you think, blah, 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 and then worked out either way who's going on what. Yeah. And so people are really, they're like, yeah, this is me. And so you're getting them on it. And it's amazing that there's so many different, like I said, the soundscape of the projects is like very, very wide, man. And it works because it's all coming from one person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted it to be homage at the very least to Louis' bag. You know, because it's an important part of what happened in the UK hip hop scene in the noughties, and people love. I know that people love it, but it's only when I started suggesting that I would do a revamp of it that I realized how much it really meant to people. Like, because artists are a bit self-absorbed and whatnot, and I'm an artist and I'm a bit self-absorbed as well, and more so, back in the day I was a bit more self-absorbed with what I did. So I wasn't really thinking about Louis Slipper's £10 bag all that much.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
I was thinking about music from the corner, Task Force, New Mike Order, Great Outdoors, that kind of wild blow business. I was thinking that. Obviously, we wanted Louis' thing to like fly, and it flew, but I never really gave it much mind, you know. So, but then, yeah, like I say, when I started thinking, all right, this might be an idea, and I chatted to Louis about it. Louis was like, "Run with it, Farms. If you want to do it, then go for it." And then I started hearing how much people love this, like the artists. Like, so I just wrote down a list of artists, people I know, people I respected, people I knew that would owe me a favor.
Yeah.
Just every angle. People I thought were cutting edge, people I thought was a bit left, people I thought was a bit right, people, you know. And I just started hitting people up like mad. And literally everyone I chatted to was like, you know, that was like my childhood, or yeah, you know, like you man are legends, or like there's an angle on it. But a lot of the younger guys, not necessarily just on this volume, but volume 2 and volume 3, which are like, I mean, I'm 20 minutes off completion on the 3rd one. So like the 2 and the 3 are done.
Crazy.
But like the younger cats are like, yo, like I grew up on this, or like it's like even like, yo, my dad used to play that shit.
Wow.
And it's like, them ones, it's like, that's how old we
That's
are. Oh, that's how old I am.
That is crazy, boy.
Yeah. But so like I say, I wanted to pay respect to what it meant to people. Obviously, just to do good by Louis and his work and the legacy that it is, but more so to not disappoint people with like just throwing down some crap, you know what I mean? So it can sit on the shelf with the OG version, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, what I love about it as well is that you've done it a bit different in terms of getting people to do their own tunes, mainly. Whereas the other one was more like collabs here, there, and everywhere, and you know, that kind of mixtape vibe. But then it says it steps it up an echelon in terms of that, but then also it gives it its own thing in a sense. It's like the carry on from the £10 bag, but look, this is Farma G's, you know, or like Sample Gods representing this.
But you know what, my main thinking behind that, Mice, was like, we're grown up now. Like, so it's not a mixtape thing.
Yeah.
Because I sat and I thought about it I could present it like this. I could get some people, and then I thought to myself, I'm not going up to no drunk guys and paying them £1 to do a skit. Like, even though it'd be hilarious and whatnot, but like, yeah, I'm like pushing middle age, man. I've got like responsibilities, and I'm a role model to the children and all the rest of it. I ain't doing all of that business. Jeez. It's like we've moved on a bit,
yeah.
And it had to be presented professionally. And I thought to myself, you can't put a mixtape on a record. You can, but nah.
No, I know what you mean.
Let's present this piece of music and this art like for what it is, and make it. That's why we got like my man Dusty Oms on the mastering, who done such an amazing. Like, the guy did amazing.
Yeah, he killed it, man. Shout out to Dusty Oms, boy. He killed it, bruv.
Dusty, like, he really, really bring it to life. And like, I'm not amazing audiophile, and I got, like Dusty knows, I got bad ears, and I try my best. But then it's not often that I take my stuff to get mastered and whatnot, because there's usually not a massive reason to do it. Like, I don't really get vinyl done. I get the American vinyls done, and they get mastered and whatnot, but like UK stuff, not really. My output isn't like that great.
Okay.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to have someone with such a good ear and with the skills to just put that finishing sound to it. And to me, it all sounds like one cohesive piece of music. It's like, yeah, there is, like you said, there's different styles and there's different this and there's different that, but it sounds like one album. Even though it's a compilation in essence, it sounds like one album. Like, it could just be one crew. You know what I mean? It's like, it's that gelled. It's gelled together so nicely. But yeah, that's what I think about it.
Well, that's what I got from it, is that it felt like, yeah, you're going through all these different dimensions because of different soundscapes, but at the same time, it sounds like it's coming from the same place. Do you know what I mean? Like, to me, I'm like, yeah, that's a Farmer beat. Yeah, that's like I can hear people's beats and be like, right, they like Farma G. Do you know what I mean? There's something there, and I don't know what it is, because you could do these different styles. Like you could go mad underground and raw with it, but then you can go that whole psychedelics turn where it's like, you know, like the guitars and whatnot, and it's just like rah. But you can tell that that's a Farmer beat, man. So you know what I mean? Killed it, bruv. You killed it, man. So how was it in terms of getting? So you're at the stage where you're like, right, I'm gonna do this now, yeah. Mm-hmm. How easy or hard was it to actually get, or what was the process in terms of getting artists on? Because obviously you got to be like, okay, shit, man might be busy, or you know, whatever. Like just that whole. Did you feel like you'd be able to get it done in a decent amount of time?
Yeah.
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 Like
you, like a lot of favors out there that I've done for people, and I know you're the type of guy who must have a list of people who owe you favors as well. Yeah. Like I'll add myself to that list nicely, Mike. But like as the years go by, you're accumulating a couple of favors. You know what I mean? Even if you're just there in a guy's corner, like or maybe it's that you inspired people so much, so it's like, yeah, you know what, I owe you that. Like I'll give you that piece of myself because you put that in me in the first place. Them kind of ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like initially, I just come up with a big list of people. Like I don't shy away from any, like Roots Maneuver, Ricochet Kalashnikov, Black Twang, like everyone I'm talking about, because I'm not shy. I know it's all about just asking, and the worst that can happen is that the man's going to blank you or make up some crappy excuse about their voice is hurting or they're doing something else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And people like Roots Maneuver, they just blank you out, like, cause like whatever. Twang said he had COVID or something, and like there's a couple of people I was like, yeah, fair enough. But it's like you got to ask in the first place to be able to gather the crew that you're rolling with, and like that's why people like Jest. Like, what can I say, man? It's like people like yourself. Like, don't get me wrong. People like you didn't have to do the tracks. You know what I mean? It is all inspiring for me because, like, you know, we all have our insecurities, and I do what I do and have done for many years with my left hand guy, which is Chester P.
Yes.
So to do it without him, and not even a sign of him in any way is it's a new one. It's a new one for me, and it's a new one for the audience as well, because it's like, how many times have I had, it can't be a £10 bag without Chester P on it. Like, where's Louis? It's like, fuck your life, man. Get the fuck out of my face. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a mad one why people have to have that angle. Like, why does it have to be a certain way? But, you know, we roll. I won't get stuck on that one.
Yeah, well, the thing is as well is you get to realize as well with like the creative side of the world is that you can't please everybody. Do you know what I mean? And so there's always going to be someone somewhere that pops out with something to say that might not be to your liking, but you know, there's more. Like you're talking about volume 2 and 3 already. Do you know what I mean? This has just dropped like last week. So really, what's the point in dwelling on that anyway? He's like, bro, there's more to come.
That's the you know, like I spoke about it before on another interview. It's odd how I don't know how comfortable like people are what to describe. Are you a fan or like whatever it is? But let's just for the ease of the word itself, let's just say fans. Yeah. So like to me, it's like fans, not all fans, but fans get really stuck like in a time Like, and that's why I really love that you chose that beat there, Mice, because that's not what people, fans, shall we say, that's not what they're thinking. They're thinking, no, I want Mice on an up tempo, like happy kind of vibe, jokey, and all the rest. They ain't heard Mice like on an angry, like slap up your this and they ain't heard that. But I really, really love that because that's exactly what I want to hear. And it's about like this dude is saying on your little chat thing. It's evolving. It's like if a fan don't evolve with the artist, then the fan just ends up saying, "Why don't you do tracks with this person anymore?" Or like, "Why don't you like do music like New Mike Order anymore?" Or like, "When are you doing a Warblow like part 2?" Like, and all this kind of stuff. And you know that's some dead way of being, you know, as a fan, because it's tricky. That's like asking me to like go back like in a time machine and start thinking how a 20-year-old Farms would be thinking or whatever. And it's like I was a nutcase when I was 20 years old, like thinking mad stuff about myself and what I was and what I meant to the world and why I was compelled to write that lyric or say this about myself and what this meant to that person. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that from a 40, close to 50-year-old man. They don't want to hear all of that kind of crazy talk. I mean, just move with the times. The mature Farms is the best Farms that people have had yet.
Jeez, that's big, man. What is that? There's something dinging. It's quite loud.
Sorry, man. That's just the message thing.
Yeah. Shout out to Blade locked in, man. That's 521 right there, man. Make sure you subscribe to 521. Shout out to big man Blade locked in. Yes. Shout out to Cat 14. Who else is there? Let's do a roll call, by the way, man. What's the roll call out there? What you lot blazing on out there? Shout out to Robert McLaughlin. Roll call, mother lovers. We got that ice cream cake. We on that Skittles cake gelato. We got that extracts. We got the new as well. We got the new extract. And some mimosa. Dan's shaking his head like, what the fuck is he talking about? Mimosa, boy. It's late 420, you know what I mean? That's why we're celebrating this release right now as well. It's a perfect time. Look at that. Fucking £10 bag, mate. £10 bag. You lot can cop that at the Bandcamp, Farma G's Bandcamp. You know what I mean?
Bro, you can get the digital version, man. You're lucky if you can catch a vinyl or a CD, whatever.
Wow, they're all gone.
Mate, the vinyl was gone in 48 hours, pre-order.
Damn, we got to drop the bomb. The hell, man. Yeah, same, man. Jesus. Those that.
Yeah, I know.
Just pretend.
Pretend.
Just pretend.
I'm hitting it.
There you go. Wow, that's big in 48 hours.
Yeah, and then the CDs were gone before release date. So there's literally no physicals to be sold. There was no physicals left to sell on release day.
That's deep. That's deep, man. That is deep. Well done, man. Big up to the Revolt well done, crew.
Thank you. But I think we might have just underestimated. You know what I mean? It's like we might have underestimated how many we should have.
Yeah, that's better than being stuck with 20 boxes of vinyl at your house.
Dan, I'm telling you, it's much better than being stuck with boxes of shit.
It's the way it's got to be done, man. There's more to come, do you know what I mean? And that's the way it should be done, because at the end of the day, when there's quality music coming out like that, you don't want to miss it. And, you know, the people who missed it, hey, that's on you, man. You should have took it more serious. But there's a bunch of people out there that know they've got something really special that is for sure exclusive. Do you know what I mean? So it's big, man.
You know what else was interesting about the whole experiment of I didn't release any audio of it at all, because I kind of mentioned it before, but it was kind of like to evoke the old days of when we just had a record and we were going to buy the record. So like when I first heard Onyx throw your guns in the air, for instance. When I first heard that record on the radio, I said, I'm going out to buy that record. And I went out and I searched and searched and searched, and it hadn't come out yet. So I kept on searching and searching every day until I found the record. And I bought that record, and it was like the most fantastic feeling to have that record. And what I wanted to do with this thing is not to give all the vinyl, the audio. So when you bought, you know how Bandcamp works, right? Maybe, I don't know if people listening or whoever, but Bandcamp, you sell a vinyl or a CD, and immediately you get the MP3 or the WAV files, yeah, to the album. It's a done given. That's what you do, right? It's set up so that you have to do that. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted you to buy the vinyl and then just wait until you got the vinyl, right? So to get around it, on the bit where you have the download, we just put like 3 minutes of air.
Heavy. Wow.
Yeah, like there's a little handful of people who were like messaging me going, yo, like your thing's not working, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, it says it all over the Revolve web page. They do not own the digital version of the things. When you're buying the vinyl, you're buying the vinyl. When you're buying the CD, you're buying the CD. You are not buying a digital copy. You're not going to get it on Spotify. You're not going to get it on Apple. You're not going to get it on iTunes and none of that business. Brilliant. When the CD comes to your house, then burn it onto the computer and you can put it on your phone like old days.
Yeah.
Farma G for gangster, bruv. That is gangster. Man said they up. I don't even want to repeat it and bait it up, but that is hilarious. No, but you told them, you said to them, yeah, there's no digital version, so Bandcamp can't say nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't a scam.
So, bruv, that's the way to do it.
No, but some people, as we were saying earlier, they've bought the vinyl, they don't even have a record player, they got it home, and they're like, oh.
Tough.
Yeah, but but you're supposed to buy it to listen to it, man.
Yeah, but now they've just got to imagine what it sounds like until they buy a record player. I bet this MC's really good.
Yeah. Oh. How do you say his name? How do you pronounce it? Wow, that is deep. That's gangster, bro. I like that, man.
Like even you guys, like the artists, I didn't give anyone else the thing until a few nights before. None of you lot had heard the rest of what other people had done. Because I wanted you all to be there at the same time. And like, I wonder what Maestro's track's gonna be like. And like, I just wanted it to be like a little. This internet thing takes away the special moments. You know what I mean?
For real, man. It takes away the magic, man. It takes away the magic. Like all this info about this artist, that it's like, bro, I don't want to know. I prefer when I didn't know nothing about them. Do you know what I mean? I'm just listening to the music and that's it, and trying to work out who they are. Now it's just like, and you hear the music, and like, yeah, but you don't really. When I see you in the interviews, you kind of, you know what I mean? So it's just weird, man. But I love everything you've done. I think that's even probably part of why it just went so quick as well, is because you brought back that magic that has been missing from the music world for quite a long time in terms of, things being promoted. Like, think about it, man. People used to promote their album, how many months before? 6, 7, 8 months before it's coming out. And then they'll drop a single like 6 months or 3 months maybe into that promotion. And then that single, then the video comes, you know what I mean? It's just like a thing where you're pushing an album for maybe 3 years, you know what I mean? Now, it's like, yo, that shit's popping for like a week and a half, if you're lucky. Drop an album, couple videos, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. It's come and gone. It's come and gone. Like, it comes around so fast. Like, you know what else is helping that? It's not just the fans, because the artists are feeding that as well. It's like, you got some artists shout to my guy Rome Streets is like,
Yeah,
these guys like, come on, man. It's like, how many albums you put out in 1 year? Like, and it's like, I mean, yeah, wicked, and it seems to work because it gets, if you're at least if you're talented, it gets you noticed, and then you move on to do special things. So it's I could never be able to put out that much stuff. I mean,
yeah, the people that do that, innit, like 50 albums a year and shit like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, like levels where you're just like, what? Like, how much can you be doing, man? Yeah, I think it's nuts. Man. But I mean, like you said, it works for them. So obviously, you know.
Well, he got signed to Griselda, didn't he? So it definitely worked for Rome.
Yeah, for sure. Jeez.
I ain't hear from Rome for a little while.
Things must be happening, boy.
I'm famous now.
Shout out to the roll call crew. Ooh, what's going on there? So, you're more saying some strong kush. Vape's just been hit. All right, that's a little while ago. So the vape been hit. She's probably like keel out now. Just, you know what I mean? On some on the train spotted, you know, like on the bed, just like, you know, spaced out, boy. Shout out to Psychedelic Scientist. He says, big up. My sticky, big up Farms. He's got wedding cake, Skittles, Mimosa, Banana Mac. Jeez, Cherry 91. Okay. You're going in, boy. 420 ain't done for you at all. What's that? Your more said I had a terpene infused cone. That's taken me 3 days to blaze. That's hilarious. Oh, yes. People are going in, boy. I'm done with that a long time ago, innit?
What's that? The herb?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what, Mice? Boy, if it didn't do what it does to my brain, I would be like, I'd be there, mate.
For real?
Yeah, but it does something wrong. It does me a wrong, and it's the same as alcohol as well. These things, I must just have a delicate mind state, man, or something, because them kind of things, they send me into a different place.
But it's the thing is what you're blazing, Farms. That's the thing. It's what you're blazing. It depends on what. Nah, because when we're coming up blazing, you're not really thinking about what it is. You're just like, yo, some funk, it's some, you know what I mean? Dro, it's whatever. But now when you get to know the strains, you're like, okay, yeah, I prefer stuff on this kind of, you know what I mean? You don't want to go to sativa, you know what I mean? If you're hyperactive or whatever, you don't want to go to, bruv, if I get on the sativa, that's it, you lot be like, shut the fuck up. Mice, I love you, bruv, but shut the fuck up, please.
Listen, even when I was little, right? From when I was 13, 14, and my first little blazes and the red seal and the gold seal and the different hashes and the tire sticks, the pocket tire, the temple ball and all them businesses, right?
The nipple balls.
Listen, even then, that all that business there used to make me go like cuckoo. I'd be like locking all the windows, locking the doors, like just prang. Like I'd walk street, and my eyes would just be glued to the floor like that, and I couldn't look at no one.
And you're like holding your breath because you think everyone can smell the funk on you.
No.
I used to do that.
I'm talking about extreme paranoia, though. I'm like, yeah. So it's not right for some people.
Did you? Yeah. But and then okay, so because I think everybody gets hit with that, yeah. And when I got hit with that, and then I started to realize it was like, oh, it's because I'm high. That's why I'm getting paranoid. And then everything kind of changed from there. I just used to laugh at myself anytime I got that. Do you know what I mean? I found it later. I was like, right. Yo, you're blaze, bro. Like, yo, where do I put my keys? Like, I swear I have my keys. Yo, my keys in my hand. Like, yeah, you know what I mean?
I think you've got the right temperament to deal with it. Like some people's minds is a little bit maybe more easy to corrupt. You know, my mind, I reckon it was probably a bit more easy to corrupt and send sent down the wrong path. You know what I mean? It took me a while to work it out, man. But I just like, and I do love smoking though. I'd love to smoke cigarettes and all that, but my son has asthma, so I can't smoke. So,
don't
but
do that, man.
yeah, you know, and I ain't promoting vapes or none of that kind of stuff, man. Vaping is like when you lot all got holes in your lungs and shit, and they say it's because of vaping. It'd be like, yeah.
Well, listen, you look cool already. You don't need to smoke. I know smoking makes people look cool.
This is it, right?
You really
It's
look
like, you know what, Dan? It is weird though, right? Because when you've lived a life of like substances and alcohol and all that kind of stuff, it's like you can't go to a party. Like you just can't do any of that stuff anymore because you stand there just kind of like going, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And it's like some dudes invited me to go to Copenhagen for a release of a record that I produced for one of the underground rap stars, a guy called Machacha. And I've done a couple of albums with him, and he releases his stuff on Copenhagen Crates, which is a boutique label that puts out a lot of American hip hop. And I've worked with them quite a few times. And they were like, yeah, we'll buy a ticket, you come over. And like, we've rented an apartment and we just get fucked. And I just started making excuses. It's like, well, you know what? And I just had to come clean. I was like, you know what? Like, I might as well just call myself a recovering addict and shit, but like, I ain't coming.
Yeah.
Be around you mad Vikings, like, while you're just getting pissed out of your nuts. Like, nah, it's cool. Like,
would you ever go to one of them, you know, that like they have those kind of festivals and parties where it's just there's no alcohol, there's no drugs or nothing?
Mormon festival.
What?
Mormon
festival. Would that be a Mormon festival?
I don't know. Yeah,
nah, but you know they have them. They're like
acoustic guitars.
Yeah, it's kind of all.
I'd be there. I'd go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just
no alcohol, no nothing. Yeah.
Like,
I'm fine.
Back down, a little smearing off before, and then go in and just drink your own piss for the rest of the night.
Drink my own piss.
That's what D would be on, boys. Like, yeah, I'm up for it, man.
Don't mind me.
Oh, you do urine therapy as well? Yeah, you want some of this? Nah, you wouldn't do it then, nah? You wouldn't do that, Farms? No. Parties.
Like I say, man, if you got the right temperament as a person, but I got that gene, man, and it seems to run all the way through, like the men in my family, and like I keep away from as many things that can be turned into habitual kind of things. You know what I mean? So it's like for me, the computer and social media is a I mean, that's a big thing for me. Like, I'm fighting that one.
Yeah.
Like, I think most of us are, if we're honest with ourselves, but like, at least it ain't like, it's not crippling me inside as a human being emotionally. Do you know what I mean? I'm it's not like people are trolling me and I'm getting upset or whatever, but it's like, it's addictive and I have that gene. So it's like, I got to make sure these little guys, the kids that I'm raising and my wife, I got to make sure they're the first priority. So I got to put all that bit of myself to the side, ain't I, really? Or so I'm going to do a really shit job like the first time I did it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's like the aim is to kind of keep it as a level of work, because that's all it really is for people like us that aren't necessarily trying to live our lives online. Do you know what I mean? But it's the business it's how it works, innit? It all works pretty well online for you.
Keep it professional.
And that's the side by it.
But that can also enable you, you know, that can enable your addiction.
Exactly, yeah.
Not you particularly, but for myself, like you can make a post, you can do a post, and then you can find yourself checking it a bit too many times, and that's the addiction. For me, that's where my addiction is coming, and it's like I don't have friends like that, and I don't like have a gang of people that I need to keep me propped up. I'm a solo dude. I ain't got a gang of yes men around me like cheering me on from the corner or nothing. So I'm cool. But then when it comes to that social media thing, it's like I find myself being a particular dick, you know what I mean? It's like that whole having to, is it popular? But it's like I don't even care if I'm popular on a post or whatnot, because it's like it's real life. It's a real life thing. It's different to the online thing, but it gets me, man. So yeah, like I say, that's just an addictive trait, I think, that everyone has.
Yeah. I mean, it's known that these apps, you know, like they work on the mind in a way. So they work on like producing dopamine levels and whatnot in the body. So they're done in a way, you know, like the whole refreshing thing, or even the fact that you I think, is it Instagram or Facebook, I guess, they make it so you don't see everything in real time. So you might have had like 10 followers or whatever, but then they'll only pop up every time you refresh it, like, you know, 2 followers here.
Why did Zuckerberg buy Instagram? It's because it was more addictive than Facebook. It's like that much more instant thing of like you're putting stuff up and then you check if people like it or not, and then and it's gone in 10 minutes. Your tweet's just gone. Your Instagram post is gone, and
it's mad, isn't it?
And then before you know it, it's 2 a.m. and you're trying to craft the perfect post. That's what you're on about, Farms, isn't it? You're at 2 a.m. retyping it. No, not that way round. That's not the way.
Go to thesaurus.
We've all been there.
But you find as well that you like. I'm a man of many thoughts, and my filter for how I speak and what I say is it's not airtight. So I find myself like writing a tweet and then deleting it, and then writing it again, and then deleting it again, and writing it again, and deleting it, and writing it, and deleting it, and then just thinking, fuck it, I'll just fuck it off completely. And that's also a danger for, I think, a lot of us. I mean, especially people with more of a public following, or whatever, however you want to say. I don't know exactly the right words to explain that, but if you've got like 50 followers and you come on there when you're pissed out of your mind and you're like, yeah, fucking this and fuck that and fuck this, it's dangerous. It's dangerous because in the wrong state of mind, it's given everyone the opportunity to freely express themselves without filter. And this is a really seriously dangerous thing, because people ain't supposed to have that freedom. Like, and I don't mean so you shouldn't have freedom of speech. I just mean you shouldn't be able to have a device that encourages, first and foremost, but enables you to be able to say whatever the fuck is going on in your mind at any given opportunity, which then cuts out the natural process of a person being able to sit on their steam and work through the emotion and think about what it is they're going to say or how they feel before they make that big step to actually push it out into the world. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're not going to say the same shit. Like we all know, you're not going to go down to Kentish Town High Street and shout the shit that you're about to write on Twitter. And that's the bit. Because if you did it in the high street, you'd get clobbered. Or like people would start throwing shit at you, or like it would be contested what you're saying. And it would be contested in your face. So you wouldn't do it again. You'd stop and you'd say, I need to think about that. But with this social media thing, there's no filter. And I as a person who has difficulty in filtering, I have to really, really just keep it music. I just have to say to myself, keep it music. Stay professional. Be the best. It's a tricky road, isn't it? And that the social media, boy.
Yeah.
You can.
You have to have a separate account. That's what you should do. You should just set up a separate account with not your real name and just say what the fuck you want on that one, and then have your proper one that you're like, right, that's that out of the way. Now back to business.
Now back to being Farma Jesus. I like how you put the hands together there and everything. It's like, yo, remember, center yourself, bro. Yeah, it's
you
important.
Have no followers, nothing. Just like an account that you just tweet into just cyberspace.
It's important though, man. I mean, all right, so I think, where was it? Blade asked a really good question. What's worse, actual drugs or social media?
It's the same thing, Blade.
The same thing, innit? I think, like, and I think you more said it as well, I feel like social media might be worse because if you're doing drugs, because I mean, it depends on what level you're talking about. If you're doing them, you're harming yourself and maybe anyone else that you're giving them to. Do you know what I mean? But whereas social media, you're kind of spreading, it's like, I don't get the shit where people share shit that they don't like. Like, here, look at this shit that really made me upset and it's really bad and you know what I mean? It's like, why are you promoting it then? You know, you realize that's what you're doing. You're going out in the street, like you said, you're going out running in front of the high street, standing in front of Argos going, oh, R. Kelly just raped. Fucking, you know what I mean? Tim Westwood just fucking, like, bruv, why are you going to do that for, man? And what, look at this. I'm like, yo, this is weird. It's just a weird place to be when you see the world for what it is and you understand, you know, all this stuff is just images and videos and, you know, bits of language, but people take it to heart. They don't even know if the shit's real or not yet. Do you know what I mean? And it's crazy, man. So I don't know. But yeah, I think it's all about taking time because, yeah, both can be very lethal to you either way, drugs or social media. But damn, social media is on the next level now, you know? They're talking about metaverse and all that. What's that going to be like? You're sitting in your yard, like you're scuffing this dude in the metaverse. You got KFC, you know what I mean? KFC barbecue sauce all down your front. There's like empty packs of this, that, and the third in front of you. You're scuffing some dude Quay over in New Zealand or whatever. You're sitting in Scunthorpe, like in your Madre's basement. You know what I mean? In your 50s and shit.
That side of all the compute, like playing PS4 and all that business, like when they go online and all that business. I don't know why I never bought into that, but I just steered clear of it. Like, I like playing my PlayStation and whatnot, but I just do campaigns, like, or whatever. I just play the game. Like, I think I might have went on there once and it's like on Call of Duty or something, and it's just like loads of mad kids like running around just shooting each other, like cussing each other out, or like, hey, you fucking noob, like, I'm gonna shoot you, like, and just chasing you around. And it's like, this ain't no place for a nearly 50-year-old man. I could tell you that. Time. Let me just play my game in peace, man, and like learn how to actually aim properly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that's even part of it, innit? For real, the fact that you can game and you're just chatting with your mates or whatever.
It's a very social, socially engaging thing. Like I see Aaron Remus used to be bang on his thing with his headphones and like chatting to people. I used to come into the room and was like, what the fuck are you doing in here? He's like, I'm playing Call of Duty, Dad, man.
Yeah.
Like, like, it was all these people talking, like, and he's like, there's some American guy in like, it's like, what you're playing game, and yeah, it's my head is just blown, man. But so with that metaverse and all that, come on now, we just don't. But look, all the things that are going on in the world, right, and they're encouraging us to stay in and be more sociable. It's like the contradictions of life right now are so hard in your face. It's like, yeah, make more friends. Staying in.
Stay
And it's
home.
like, right, okay, here, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely, metaverse. Oh, I'm going to look like one of them shitty Nintendo characters that from Wii, you know what I mean? It's like, I want to look like that. So we all end up looking like a fat little Wii character, do you know what I mean? And no one's got a personality. Oh, how many little creds have you got? Yeah, can you get into that game? Like, no, I haven't got enough creds. So I can only sit outside the game and chat to people like you who can afford to get in the game. Do you know what I mean? It's like, this is madness. It's like, yeah, we'll make a little bench. And it's like, so you've made the outside inside, and we're just all going to sit there talking shit to each other.
Yeah.
But we're safe. That's the main thing. We're safe. We're indoors and we don't have to go outside because they'll deliver your Sainsbury's for you. They'll deliver your avocado to you. They'll deliver your pizza, they'll deliver your chicken, deliver anything you want, deliver your weed, deliver your everything, right? The only people who have to go out is them poor cunts who have to ride them bikes.
Yeah, there's a new thing in it. There's a new like service where they just get anything from the shop for you.
Yeah.
And I've forgotten what the name is. It's got
new,
some
Mike.
weird
It's
name.
not even new. It's been.
It used to be,
they're out there.
It's been out there.
called having kids. That's what when we was little. That's what it was. You just go down the shop and get 20 Rothmans for me. Go down the shop and get an orange.
Yeah.
Go down the shop and get this.
Yeah, like
Go and get me 10 Embassy. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. Wow, boy, that's crazy, man. So what? Like anything, just like if it's, I want to get like just a bunch of oranges. They'll go and get a bunch of oranges.
Bro, you can literally.
And you paying them for what?
Literally, right? You could literally do your shopping yourself. Get to the house, get in, be putting all your stuff in the cup and say, I forgot the rice. Yeah, I need rice. 15 minutes and they come and deliver the rice to you.
What? But it must be like, they can't charge you, what, just a couple pounds for delivering? I don't get it.
I think I'm not sure what, mate, I would never do it myself, but there must be a minimum spend of like £10, £15.
It's got to be in it. It can't be some, bruv, I just want to get some penny sweets.
But it's like, if you go in like the McDonald's or whatnot, or any of them, like if you go in any supermarket now, they've got a thing where you wait for them Just Eat people and them delivery guys.
Is
like,
it?
Yeah, literally. Like you go into a McDonald's, it's just the line,
the
line of them guys on their bikes.
Yeah.
See, on Sunday morning, that's the maddest one. Sunday morning, you'll go down to get the food or whatever from Co-op or whatever, and you'll be getting the stuff now. You look over the road to the McDonald's. There's bare guys delivering McDonald's on a Sunday morning.
Jeez. Wow. That's where we're at now.
Eating
boy.
your chips while they're queuing up. People like waiting for your other burger.
Yeah. Basically, they've been awake all night, like doing runs.
Yeah.
High on MacD fries.
Yeah, they're probably high on other shit as well, but it's riding around.
It's not a good future.
Morning.
Not really. I don't know how long it's sustainable for. How long is it sustainable that you just have people, like really poor people, driving around on hired motorbikes, earning the minimalist wage you can earn to go and just get your Rizzler for you? Like, how long is that like 30 years time? It's going to be the same, or is there going to be loads of out of work motorcycle people in 20 years time? Like loads of moped people just.
Yeah, eventually it'll just be like
robots.
robots.
Just going, we haven't got. Yeah, well, exactly. So what are all these people?
We have your condoms for you. That will be.
But they have that in it. In the States, they have that. They have those little Amazon robots, and they keep on showing you videos of because they're crashing into things on the way to go and have them. Yeah.
What, on the street? They're just rolling around delivering shit.
Like in like like a college campus, like them big. In America they've got massive big ones, isn't it?
Wow, college campus. So they're starting.
They have them robots coming to like deliver your shit.
Wow.
You see it there?
Yeah.
Plant it in the young'uns.
You know what they look like though? They look like them remote control Hoovers. They just look like a taller version of one of them Hoovers. I swear that's what they are, but just like with a bag on its head.
Wow, that's a weird future, boy. Think about that shit. That's crazy.
I just can't see how long it will last for. You know what I mean? I can't see it in 20 years in the future of like, where's it going to go?
That's because they know that we're not going to be here in 20 years.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah.
I guess like, but the fact that they're putting it in campuses and all that means that they are trying to make it something for the future. And so people need to get used to it, you know? Like they're getting people that age group used to it from then.
So when they leave, they'll be like, "Oh, miss having the delivery thing."
Yeah. So,
oh my God, delivery.
People really used to go to the post office to.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what it'd be like. That's weird, isn't it? Lazy bastards, man. It's not good at all, man. Not good at all. You know what I mean? Like, who wants all that, man? Let alone like everything getting delivered. That's it. And then pretending you're out, like, yeah, you know what I mean? With your bullshit, bro. It's madness. That'll be next level. And the thing is, right now, if people are addicted to that, to social media to this point, and all the other bits of social media that we don't even get involved in, there's all types of other shit, all the Clubhouse and all that kind of stuff. It's all leading. It's all, you know what I mean, steering people to the same place.
But there's hope. Because Farmers put out vinyl and CDs without digital.
Yeah.
And that's the beginning of the fight back.
He's used the model.
That is it, the beginning of the fight back.
Turn the other, wow, Farmer Jesus, turn the other cheek. Oh, shit. That's
you know
deep,
what? It's
bro.
funny, right? But
that's deep.
I was having this conversation with someone the other day, and it's the whole thing about streaming services and Spotify and all that seems to be like it's a big, huge matter of contention with a lot of artists who want to make a living at least out of music sales and whatnot, and or at least get their due dividends from what they do. It has to start with the artists, and it's a bit of a raw deal because it shouldn't really have to start with the artists, but it is going to have to start with the artists by the ones that are serious enough to say, all right, I'm cutting out Spotify, I'm cutting out iTunes, I'm cutting out them things. I'm not going to do the digital because we all get a little bit of revenue from digital sales, like every month or whatever your digital distributor is. Like when your catalog is big enough, it just rolls over every month. It rolls over and then it rolls over and it rolls over, and you get used to it because it's like it's a little look, all right, that's a bit extra. Like pockets fat that night. It's a big right. Yeah. But you know they will say you like you don't make no money on Spotify, blah 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 blah. But you can make a little bit of change, and that's the bit that's fucking with everyone, artist wise, because what are you going to do? You're going to say, nah, you know what? I don't want that change. I don't want to have that money. You keep that money. I'm going to go try and make that money for myself somewhere else, right? That's the challenge to artists. Because until we do that, like, because it's like, for me, it's like, whatever, just say it's rare a month, right? From digital streams in total. I don't know whether or not I can turn my back on that fully. It's not a lot. But it's better than a kick up the arse as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's better than nothing. But saying that, if we all just have that opinion and way of like addressing this situation with streaming services, then they're going to ultimately win, and we are all going to just carry on getting minimum wage from those streaming services. And one of the hook, line, and sinkers that them guys have got is that it's not really aimed at us. It's not really aimed at people above me, independent artists, etc. It's aimed at these little guys, like how I would have been when I was 15, and someone said to me, you know, I can get you on Spotify, right, and on Apple, right, and all you got to do is join up to this little thing, and you might not even have to pay. probably won't make any money, but when you've got your phone and you're around your mate's house, you can go, I'm on Spotify, bruv. Look, play my tune, right? And it's that promise to the young artist and to the unexperienced artist. It's the promise, the simple promise of you're going to have your stuff up on Spotify. So that seems like such a prestigious event for an emerging artist to be able to say to their mum, yeah, mum, search my thing on Spotify. I'm on there.
Yeah.
Tell Nan as well. Like, and tell your mates and I'm going work. Yeah, look, oi, John, check me out. I'm on Spotify. And there's thousands and thousands and thousands of these people who are just saturating them platforms. They ain't getting no plays, right? They ain't getting nothing from anyone, right? But, right, it's the incentive for Spotify to say, but we've got billions of users who put their music on our streaming services and are happy with our product, right? When in fact, we know that's not how it is, because artists who are experienced and understand the worth of their music and the units, they understand that what they're getting for their music is an absolute travesty. And like, it's only going to change, like I say, just to end that, with artists like myself, artists like you, Mice, artists like all the people we know, right, saying, fuck that X amount of hundreds of pounds every month that Spotify and them guys give me. Let me just take it back and move over to Bandcamp exclusively or my own little website exclusively and do it ourselves, because I'm afraid like it's going to stay shitty and corny. And that's what the record labels threw at us. When the digital age came, the record labels did a big poo, right? They shit their pants because they lost control. For a minute, they just lost complete control because artists were like, yes, it's the revolution. And everything went haywire. But they didn't know what to do. They couldn't control it. They didn't understand it. It was everywhere. People were millionaires in a couple of weeks. People were making money here, left, right, and centre. They didn't know what to do. They know what to do. They've been studying it, and this is how the record labels are like, all right, here you go. There it is. There's that fish we were looking for, and they've got you again. And that's the shame of it. But that's what I reckon anyway about that.
It's no different to the people on the mopeds buying your fucking food for you.
It's the same
model. Yeah, it's the same model.
Get my filters for me.
Yeah, it's the same. They're not making anything. They think that like, oh, I can make a life in England driving a moped, getting people's milk for them. But it's just low wage. It's lower than low wage. It's a form of slavery.
It's definitely not a living.
It's a form of slavery. Yeah, and the same as
you're
what
not
you're saying with the music.
Off streams.
It's a form of slavery. That's all they're doing.
And it's interesting how. Well, I'm sorry.
What you can do is use these things and set up your own, physical stuff and all that in the meantime. But yeah, you're right. There's no point in letting go of like money that's coming to you that you're owed. Fuck them. I mean, I see someone in the comments. Let me just see what their name is. Psychedelic scientist, yeah. Yeah.
And him or her says about Mr. Traumatic earning 50k a month. I'm not for 1 minute. That's exactly what I am saying. I am saying that I earn money off streams. Like, I earn money off streams that is enough money for me to say, well, why the hell should I come off it? I agree that there's artists making money.
But
there is.
They could be making way more than they're making.
Right, thank you. Because if he's able to gain all of that from Spotify, I don't think you're getting that just from Spotify. You've got to be getting that from Apple and Tidal and all the rest of the platforms combined, even Amazon and all them kind of ones. When it all comes together, you get a little wedge. I'm not saying psychedelic dude. I'm not saying that artists aren't making. What I'm saying is that experienced artists should be able to see that the cut isn't right per unit. And what I am saying is where them guys are laughing is because they've got inexperienced artists, not like the guy you mentioned, Mr. Traumatic Mr. Traumatic. He's not an inexperienced artist. You've got guys who don't know what they're doing. I'm talking about guys in their bedrooms who've got a mic. That's all you need. Just a mic. You can even just rap into your phone and then upload it straight from your phone onto DistroKid or TuneCore or one of the different digital distributors, and they will put that on Spotify.
Crazy, boy. And like, you notice how Spotify is on all them, is on PlayStation, is on, you know what I mean, different phones and all that. It's just there, like, bam, use this. Hey. So
but
people...
so like, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that people aren't, I'm not getting into that argument. People do make money off it. It's just whether or not, it's like, if I've got a massive loaf of bread, right, and a dude who's never had bread before comes to me and I give him a tiny little slice, right, and he runs off and he's completely like over the moon and he's ecstatic about it. He goes away and he eats it and he's just like lying down there thinking, this is the best, right? And then I've got a dude who's been eating half of my loaf of bread forever, and he comes over and I'm like, yeah, take that slice. And he's looking at me like, what? What happened to my half a loaf? Like, that's what I'm talking about. It's the artists who know that their music is worth more. We've been there, Mice, where our music was worth more than what it is now. And that's not because we're like shying away and haven't got anything to offer. That's because the game changed.
Yeah, the game changed.
That's not our music never changed. Our fee never changed. It's like, when I was doing my live shows, you're doing your live shows. When I used to do live shows, my fee didn't get lower as time went by. My fee was going to increase, and it would always increase. But that's the nature of an artist. If you're going to grow into an artist and establish yourself, you're not going to get cheaper and cheaper. You're going to establish yourself and gain momentum and raise your prices.
And art has always been about the people who appreciate the art, the benefactors. That's who paid for the artist to live their life before. So,
and now
that's gone.
Everybody wants everything instantly.
Yes, you're bringing it back with vinyl and CDs. You're bringing back the idea of a benefactor who really, really wants to support something.
Everybody wants it right now. And when I put up a CD and a vinyl and I say, that is all you're buying, it upsets some people.
Yes.
And they're like, but I want my MP3. And it's like, sorry, son, not this time. And why is there an argument? Why is there a debate? Why do I have to debate you? I said I would sell you the vinyl. What entitlement did you think you were getting?
You can tell you're a good dad now, you know.
Gangster,
you can tell it's starting to come through.
No, but did you also want to come to my house and have tea? And see me make beats for the next volume.
It's true though, isn't it?
This is
where would it end?
This is the male approach to the music industry. I like it.
Yeah, it is.
Like, this is what you're getting. If you're not happy with it, then you're gonna have to fucking grow up a bit.
yeah. Don't fuck off. Just grow up a bit. That's what you're actually helping people.
Yeah,
here,
you are. You are. You're doing a service for people. You're helping them fucking find their own.
They've got to understand
masculinity.
Yeah, understand. Females as well.
Females as well. Yeah, but everyone. I'm talking about like the two sides inside everyone, masculine and feminine energy. Yeah. It's like a masculine energy of like, no, that's what you get.
That's what you get. Fuck it, and then you just like it or lump it.
We must ask ourselves the question. Why do we feel so entitled?
Exactly.
And why must I have it now? Why must I have it right now? It's like,
it's true, it's true, bruv. It's like even ordering online, you're like, right now, but what? 4 or 5 days? Come on, man. Yeah, man, I need that. Yeah, it's like, why? Why do I didn't have it and I was fine, and then all of a sudden now that I want it, I need it now. or look at the pictures, see the comments. You read everything about the shit. Like, let me check the specs. Yeah, okay, 4.5 inches. This, you know what I mean? And bam, yeah, but is it on Prime?
It's like it's like
Yeah.
the games for the PlayStation. Like my little guys, they're not really in computers and all this.
That's good, man.
I let them have a little go on the PlayStation, and they get into Minecraft and do this, that, and the other. But this whole thing of like, so like I was explaining, because usually we get stuff from Amazon, or like I buy a game from one of the shops or the toy shops or Smiths or whatever, and it will take a couple of days, like you say. So I'm showing them PlayStation Store, right? And these guys are like saying to me, "So Dad, like, how long is it gonna take, like, to get to?" Like, they're thinking like, 2 or 3 days, like, and we'll be able to play. And I'm saying, no, that shit's gonna be like, boom, in the computer. And they were like, in the computer. And I was like, it's gonna be in the computer. Like, when I press boom, it's gonna go, and the game's gonna be there.
Yeah.
And so like, they're like, wow, yeah. But like, lo and behold, waiting time for download is like 74 minutes, and they were like, 74 minutes.
Yeah, it's deep, boy.
You can't win.
It's hilarious, isn't it? It's like, wow, man, instant, like now. Right, you know, like you're watching an episode or something, it's like, bam, get to the end, oh, fuck, I want to know what's going on. Oh, man, I got to wait till next week. No.
Yeah.
I want to binge watch that bitch, man. Fuck that.
You've been watching Black Knight? Do you watch Black Knight?
No, I haven't started on it. I haven't started on it yet, man.
What is it?
It's Marvel, isn't it? Moon Knight.
Yeah, on Disney Plus.
They're good.
You know what I like about Disney Plus? They
The esoteric.
you can't binge it unless you're like on a catch up business. Like it's like if you're up to date, you got to wait a week.
Ah, yeah. So they're keeping it old school to a certain level.
Yeah. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that because like sometimes that whole binge thing, that's a killer. It's like, oh man, I'm gonna have to keep watching it. Oh no, and then it's like
And cliffhangers.
Yeah, no, check it. I don't know if you like all that Marvel business, but
Yeah. I'm into it, man.
yeah, Moon Knight is decent still.
So were you Marvel or DC back in the day?
Oh no, I'm both, man. I'm Justice League all the way as well.
Ah, see. Have you seen the long one? Yeah, you seen the 4.5?
Yeah.
What did you think? I haven't seen it yet.
It's fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've watched it a few times, man. That is fire.
Jeez, now I got to do that, man. Jeez, I'm gazing. I don't know why.
It's just there's something more. I just find there's something a bit more dark about DC stuff. It's like it just has a darker look to it.
Yeah, I always found it a bit more mature. It's a bit more like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas Marvel's like more fun.
You see Peacemaker?
Nah. Is that good?
Oh, that is wicked.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about that, man. I see that Peacemaker.
That's John Cena, right?
Yeah, John Cena. It's
Mm.
good, yeah. He was John Cena was in what's the thing recently in it? Wasn't it John Cena?
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Suicide Squad.
It's a carry-on. It's a carry-on from the Suicide Squad.
That's him, yeah, it's the same character.
Okay.
So on the end of the Suicide 2, it carries on.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
My man's life, it just carries on afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, all right. I'll check it out. It's got Farma G's approval, so you know what I mean. But yeah, man, let's get back to this release though, bruv. Jeez. Yeah. So here we got Essa on there. Shout out to Essa, man. Killed it as well. Let It Go on that video. Smooth as well. It goes very well with the track, man. Is that Jack Diggs? Yeah, that was Jack Diggs on the video.
No, that was Defacer.
Ah, Defacer. Yes.
What's that? UKHH, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Bad man.
Yeah. Or something like that.
Bad man videographer. Yeah, and Farms, man. That's what I'm saying. You went soulful, you went jazz, right? The elements that you delve into, man. It was very interesting.
What track do you like on there, Miles? What's your favourite track?
Woo! What's my favourite? It's hard to say right now, but I think it'll be out of the Kashmir track and what's the other one where... Oh, I really like the Smell It and Piff one as well. There's another one. Oh, yeah, and the Jest, Soweto Kinch. I really like that one as well. But I like how you collaborated with Soweto Kinch on a few of the tracks as well, bruv, man. That really brought a different element to it as well.
He's amazing. He's an amazing artist. Amazing guy. Like, I don't know if I'd ever met him before until the shoot for the Jest video. Just such a nice guy, man, and like obviously just mad talented, like way like, you know, when you just meet someone sometimes and you might have just been thinking it like one dimension or two dimensions, but then you meet the person and it's like that's a multi-dimensional being. Right?
for sure, man. Shout out to Soweto Kinch for real, boy.
No, for real.
He can freestyle his ass off as well, boy. He's a proper spitter, man. Shout out to Juggernaut on there. Defenders of Style, Smell It and Piff. I like that track that he did on there. It's hilarious. Axel Holy.
Yeah, Holy smashed it.
Yeah, man. Clark, Sleazy, F Baby, Mongo. Big up Mongo, boy. And Sniff.
Mongo and Sniff, you know.
Yeah, man. Heavy, bro. Delegates of Culture as well. You got them back together, man. That was nice.
Yeah, the Cambridge Wu-Tang.
Yeah. Big up Britters and Kane as well. Sonny Jim, Robert. Yeah, man. Fire on there, bruv. And then obviously Farms, man. It's nice to hear you back on the mic as well. I remember talking to you a while ago. I think it was when we was on the food bar, innit? And you were saying about now you're not going to rhyme again.
Yeah,
and then
you know what?
And I was upset.
Like, yeah. That's I think at that time I felt I felt a certain way. I felt distant from UK hip hop in general, and
why was that?
I was working more with American-based artists, and I don't know, man. It's like it's a funny one, you know. You can fall in and out of love with things, and it takes a minute to feel welcome, but also feel that you're a good enough guest in the house. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes I just figure like you got to prove your worth, and if you haven't proven your worth for a long time, you're just as good as any other stranger trying to knock on a door. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, them times when I talk to you, I think I wasn't feeling too well. I was a bit like I was a bit. It was a funny place actually. My face was all swollen. I can remember it because I was in a lot of pain because I had something wrong with my mouth, and then I didn't feel good, man. I didn't feel good, but I had something bugging me for a long time. Yeah. But it was it was recently I just started feeling more. You got to feel competitive, I think, haven't you? If you're going to write, I think if you're going to be an MC, you got to feel like you can compete. Yeah. And I suppose just being back involved and in touch with other MCs, hearing good MCs, but also hearing a couple of not so great MCs, and like, you know, digging around. It's like that's how I work. That's how I find work with different people, undiscovered artists. I dig around. So I dig around the US underground scene to find some people that I can connect with and make something nice with.
Where do you go? Where do you like? Look
literally, I get a shovel and I go outside and I start digging in the garden. See how far. No, I just go online. I go online I check who's doing what, see if there's any affiliated artists. I mean, most of the people that I was messing with at the beginning, say 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, they're all doing all right now. They're doing good things. I got an album coming out the end of this month with my guy Mooch. So I went from selling £10 bags and now I'm onto heroin farms. You know what I mean? To round it off.
That's crazy, man.
And he's a similar story to Rome. Is like the next thing, like he'll be dropping the album I'm doing with him, and now he's doing an album with Muggs. So it's like it's a weird setup they got with the Americans. It's like stepping stones. It's like I seem to be like one of the stepping stones before you get to Muggs.
That is crazy, man.
Yeah, but I've been digging here now. So like digging around, finding about all these new crews that I ain't heard about, like the Dark Side of the Moon, Menace Mendoza and them guys, Flowtex, Ill Sykes and Converse, and like all these little dudes that I never really took any notice of. I never listened to. Like the first time I ever heard Defenders of Style was like recently, like when I was digging for this record, and when I heard them, I felt ashamed of myself because I thought to myself, "Yo, these guys will bury me. They will bury me. They're like that good." And I thought, "Wow!" And then when I chatted to them, and it's like, "Oh right, these guys are cool." And like, yeah, man, it's like I'm just digging. I'm digging around the place, finding all these guys I ain't heard of, and doesn't mean that everyone else ain't heard of them. But like for me, it's the first time for a lot of these like guys. I ain't heard them before, but it's great, and it gives me a sense of competition because it's like, oh right, you lot are actually all right.
Yeah,
like, you're not actually bad. Like, so I'll just I'll go home. I'll put a beat on. I'll just like. Just start dropping some old school shit talk. Do you know what I mean? And I got a little album that I'm working on, a solo album with rapping and producers from all around the world. Like some of my international producer friends are going to produce it.
For real?
Yeah, and I've been working with someone really cool like that. I'm producing that album for. They're on that album there, that sample, that £10 bag album, and it's a mad matchup, man. But it's gonna stir up the place.
Oh, is it? Oh, you're not letting us know right now some shit we might not never know nothing about.
No, you'll know about it. It's definitely gonna happen. It's in the works. It's long in the works, but. Yeah, it's going to be a nice surprise, man. It's a powerful one, man.
Wow.
It's a powerful one.
Got people wondering now, man. Yeah, and it's a really good idea as well to mix up like the newer guys with the older guys as well. I think like that really kind of brought the essence of what the £10 bag was about back in the day as well.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man.
For real. Well, like I say, like your track, Mice, I'm not even just trying to blow man's trumpet or whatever, but like a lot of people write to me and say, yeah, Mice's track, Mice's track.
Oh, don't lie.
Say, yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
Fucking hell, serious. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, well, no one was expecting me to rap like that, I don't reckon.
Yeah. Yeah, true that.
I was watching some old footage of I think it was you. I know it was you. I ain't gonna think it was you. It was definitely you. It was you and I think it was Jargon.
Oh man, Natural Born Spitters. Shout out to my brother Jig Jards.
It was back in the day, like, and you guys must have been in a house. It weren't like on a stage or anything. Yeah. I can't think where I see it. It was fire though.
Yes, man.
Yeah. Like a young crazy. Aggressive maestro, like.
Yeah. Aggie Mice. That's what they call Aggie Mice. It's all that like strong rhyming and all that, boy. Nah, man, but bruv, it's the beats that do it, man. And boy, you came with it, man. I feel like everyone probably felt the same way. It's like, yo. So it just makes it even more solid, brick by brick. And yeah, boy, now you're talking about volume 2 and 3. You're taking a piss or what?
There's some goodies. There's some goodies on there. There's like who have I got
Taking a
now?
piss or what, man? Huh?
Might be like some 4 Owls on there.
Ooh.
Might be like a solo Verb T track on there. Some Genesis Elijah, some Tony D, some Pavan from Foreign Beggars.
Jeez, way.
Some Illaman.
Illaman, shout to Illaman.
Yeah. New crew called The Regiment. Guy from Nottingham, like some heavy guy called Minds Malverde. Yeah, like definitely some cool new cats on there, but some very strong older cats on there as well.
Yeah, why? Jeez. Yeah, you dropped a couple names there, boy. Where is that? All right.
Harry Shotter,
Wow.
Killer Keller.
Wow. Jeez. The £10 bag is back, my lovers.
Better book the vinyl in to be pressed now.
Yeah, you see what happens, man. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm trying to finish volume 2. I'm trying to mix volume 2, and I need to get Dusty up on the mastering and like book it in. What we're trying to do ultimately is get somewhere down the line and have like a free gatefold collector's item at the end of it, which is like a triple bag.
Oh, triple bag, boy.
And maybe I might even open it out and it's like a crucifix or something crazy.
Farma G. Like, yeah, it opens out and it's just you like that.
No, one of them Zoots, man. You know, like the Zoots from Thingy, that film, Pineapple Express Zoots.
Oh, them crucifix Zoots. That's hilarious, yeah. Wow. That's a really good idea, bruv.
Yeah, but the triple bag is going to come at the end sometime, yeah.
People like, yo, I'm saving up for that triple
Res
bag.
1's got a joint. Someone just said, Res 1 got a joint, question mark? Yeah, Res 1's got a joint.
Woo.
I'm trying to get that kid and all them guys as well, man. But
Yeah,
like,
that'd be sick.
Press 1, like there's a heap of guys, but like they're just being a bit long. So time is of the essence to anyone who's still writing, innit?
Get in, man. You lot get in. Don't waste no time, boy. Serious.
It's 3 volumes and that's it, man.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Nah, you're doing the right thing there, bruv. Damn. Farmer's not playing around, boy.
So that's it. 3 volumes, though. That's the end of. That's where you're drawing the line.
Yeah, I figure that's how the original one like did the 3. I'll emulate the covers all the way through. I'll update them a little bit, but literally the second one's gonna be black with gold writing and some kind of bong or whatever in the middle, like Louis' one. Just keeping it. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to change it. The music's just been updated, man. Maybe I might try and drag Louis up on one of these ones, get him to do some cuts or something. You know what I mean?
That'll be sick, man. How is Louis? Is he good? Yeah.
Yeah, I spoke to him the other day, and he said he's grown up basically.
He's grown up.
Yeah, he's got a dilapidated house. He's kind of like in the same situation as me. Like he's got a house, it's smashed down, and he's in the he's renovating.
Yeah. Okay, he's in the renovating stages.
Yeah. Same. Like it's long, man. Room by room.
Yeah, well, as he's in good health. That's the good thing, anyway, man.
Yeah, he seems well. He seems on it, man. I'm supposed to link him, man. You know, like I only ever really see him when it's got something to do with Arsenal or whatever. We might like just link on a little one. I see him sometimes down at the garden centre just down on my road there, like with his missus getting some flowers or whatever. I don't know what he's buying in there. Maybe he's buying soil to grow weed. But he's good. He's good. Like, you know, everyone seems to be all right, Mice.
Yeah, that's good to hear, man. That's what we want to know, boys. Make sure everyone is good. You know what I mean? Like, we can't miss people out, man. No matter how much they want to hide. That's the thing about what you've done, man, is brought out some people that have been hiding for a minute. Shout to Mongo. Ain't seen him for a while, boy.
Yeah, they're out there now, though, aren't they?
Yeah, man. Delegates of culture as well. It's like, rah. When I heard that, I saw that video, I was like, bruv, wow. Farmer's pulling them out the bag. For real. Yeah, man. It's amazing to see, bruv. And I think it's gonna, you know what I mean? It's gonna be like, it's gonna have a similar essence to it, like with the first batch, in terms of like people hearing the quality that can really come from this side of the world. You know what I mean? Like, in case they forgot, because obviously on the mainstream level, it's not really out there like that. But you know, when you're dropping shit like this, bro, it's like, oh, people, they'll really know. Like, okay, you can't really play around when it comes to proper UK hip hop. You know what I mean? It's about lyrics, it's about beats. It ain't games being played. You know what I mean? I think you're the perfect man to do it, bro, to be honest, as well.
Yes, man.
Yeah, I think you're the perfect man to do it because, you know, you've already paved the way for so many people. Like, there's artists that you're working with that grew up, do you know what I mean? Off the back of what you did back in the day. And then now, you look at the moves you're making already, like you're saying, you know what I mean? You're rubbing shoulders with like Muggs and people like that. Griselda, you got, you know, your stepping stone towards Griselda, getting signed to Griselda and things like that. So it makes sense. Do you know what I mean? If anybody's going to be like, okay, look, this is where I'm from, and these are the people that I think the world should be hearing as well. It's like the perfect way to lay it. You know what I mean? £10 bag.
No, for sure.
Definitely.
I'd just say I'd love it. I'd love people to be able to hear it on. I mean, everyone wants to hear their music on the mainstream, but I built those tracks and nurtured them and mixed them and tried to make them into music that you could hear on your radio. Do you know what I mean? I don't just mean like Itch and the people who supported our music always. I mean like your little Radio 6 shows and your Huey and all them guys and Romesh and all these little guys who were like kind of on this crossover experience into the realm of UK hip hop and I grew up on hip hop and all them guys there, right? Yeah. Cool, lovely. Incorporate, please. Like let's. This was built specifically, intentionally for you to have that. I mean, and it's like same story as before. It's like the gate and the doors are all closed and there's like security on all of them doors, and it's like for people like I ain't got managers and a record label who can pay their way into this way or that way or whatever, you know. Like, so I don't know how it's gonna happen, man. But like, I do think I echo what you said about the product. I think the product is a strong product, and it's a reflection of genuinely decent hip hop music. It's not full of blasphemy, but then you can just fling on the CLBR, CKS, and Sleazy track and be like, yo, yo, yo. But then you can flip that and put Juggernaut's track on and hear some beautiful jazz and soul. And it's ready to be taken to that next level, man. But, you know, sometimes I think it's got to do with me and task force and the dark places that we've been upon our travels, and then bridges are still burnt and have ashes and embers still smouldering, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's like that in the music industry, man. People remember certain shit and they don't want to help you. They don't want to put that hand out and say, "Oh, I forgive you, man. I forgive you." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just one of them ones. It's like sometimes you just burn bridges, man. You don't realize at the time, but people ain't trying to hold your hand like
Yeah, and it's like you may have grown out of it, but they haven't. Do you know what I
They're
mean?
holding a grudge, man. It's
Yeah.
like, man, there was a time when we were the bullies of a certain area of what we're doing now, you know? And I don't just mean me and my brother, by the way. I mean like my clique, my fam, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, people hate, man, and they're rightly so. But like, sometimes you got to let the music speak for itself. The music's all right, man. It's like
100% with this, man. I'll tell you that. This £10 bag right here. Woo, I'm glad to be a part of it, man. You know what I mean? There's some heavyweights on there. And obviously there's more to come as well, which is like, boy, yeah. Sounding like it's got to be nuts, bruv. It must be pretty exciting for you as well. Like, obviously, working with other artists like you have been, do you know what I mean, on a worldwide scale, and then having this, like, knowing that you've got a whole bunch of this coming up as well.
yes.
But how busy are you? Like, is it every night you're making beats then? Because this is ridiculous, Farms. Like, how the hell are you?
I wake up in the morning like 6-ish, 6, 7 o'clock, and I try to get as many little things done. My missus does gets all the kids washed and dressed. I do the breakfast and make the coffee and all that. Get the kids down. I try to get a beat in before I even leave the house.
Serious?
If I got half an hour,
Wow.
quickly drink my coffee while just setting up a beat, get ready, go take them to school, come back, finish that one every day, 2, 3, whatever, however many comes out, and then just stack them in a folder, and then just send them out to the people who I need to work. But it has to be like that. It has to be like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a competitive thing out there, man, and it's I don't want to. Yeah, I mean, I just have to do it. It's one of them things. It's like it's just I'm compelled to sit down, listen to old music, and drag little bits of them, put them onto my thing, put a beat over it. Right, that's cool. Some sound effects done. Next one, just do it. It's second nature.
Yeah.
Second nature. So it's not a biggie. It's not a biggie. It's not like magic or anything. It's just the time that one needs to process the thing itself is like, this is how you do it, and it's like you know how to bill a zoot.
Yeah.
It's second nature. I'm sure you could do it with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
Or whatever other skill that you've been doing all your life. It's nearly 30 odd years, man. It's 30 years that I've been making a beat. So it's like, if I can't do a beat decent in, you know, it's not like speed chess or nothing. But it's like, you know, I can just hear a sound, put it on, put the beat over it. It's finished. It's done. People overthink it a lot, you know. Same with rapping, innit? People overthink rapping. It's like, doesn't have to be that difficult. It can just be like, that's it. 15 minutes. There's the 16 bars. That's my bars. Let me spray it. It's done. Send it to someone. They're like, what the hell? That was like, I only asked you for it 2 hours ago. It's like, well, what do you want me to do?
Jeez. Rams ain't playing, boy. Nah, I love that, man. Man said get up at 6:30 in the morning and just sneak it in before he bounces by 8. That's deep. That is deep, man. I
Drinking
love that.
a coffee.
Yeah, so so that makes sense as to how prolific you've been, right, these past few years, man. Because I'm like, bruv, how the hell is that happening?
Well, you see, say when I first linked up with Rome Streets, all the beats that I was sending American rappers some of them were over 10 years old. And the stuff that them guys were using, like, they were all close to their sell-by date. But the reason that happened is because I've never worked with anyone else but my brother. And my brother is a really picky, choosy kind of rapper who raps on certain beats, and that's the only beats they want to rap on. So all the beats that I made, the ones that he didn't use. So if you're looking at it like, all right, so 3 or 4 beats a day, and then he only uses a small amount of them, then my stockpile was large. So I had a massive amount of like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of beats that I could send out, and would eventually learn not to send them all out, but like I would send out, and then the artists would be picking those beats, and like slowly but surely, the last year, like closer this year, I've had to start making more beats now, because those older ones are dried up now.
Wow.
So like people were rapping on, like these guys, Rome and all these people, they were rapping on Task Force beats. They were meant to be for Chester P and Farma G. But like, they were Chester P rejects.
Yeah.
People gotta go back, listen to them shits now, and be like, imagine, oh wow, I can hear it now. Like, you know what I mean?
If you hear Mark Homme, there's a track called N-Word Manor, yeah? It's like a track I produced for him. It's got him and the God Fahim on it. That's a Task Force beat, man, all day.
Wow.
Like, my guy rapped on it and made it into an iconic moment in time. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
Like this guy's like an enigma. I don't know if you lot are in tune with my guy, but like when we're talking about physicals and digitals and all this kind of thing, like this guy is something else. He's charging like $700 for an album.
Wow.
And maybe only pressing 100, but you make it make sense in your own mind. So it's like, well, you're either going to do like 2,000 records at $20 a time and not sell them, or do 100 vinyls and sell them at $700 a time.
Yeah.
And sell them all.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez. Yeah. That's levels, boy. 700.
10 limited edition hand painted ones, and the other 90 are just generic ones. Yeah. So
with a splatter of my blood on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A vial.
Real blood.
Yeah.
Dan's DNA.
Literally, yeah. Dan's DNA, boy. Jeez. That's levels, man. And and you mentioned the God Fahim. He's one of them as well, isn't it? Like 50 albums a year and all that.
Yeah, I had to like have words with my guy, and because it's like I gave a folder of beats to Mac Homme, who I'm a massive fan of, and it was an honor for him to put some lyrics down for me. But I never really reached out to Fahim. And I'm not a huge fan of Fahim, although Fahim is like Homme's right-hand man, which is cool. So Fahim kept dropping these tracks like with my beats on them.
Oh.
So like he dropped one and it had Mac Homme on it. So I thought, I'll let that one go because it's got Mac Homme on it. And like that's big for me. But then it was like, a couple more, and I was like, hold on a minute, I ain't even chatted to this guy before in my life. Like, where's he going? Taking my, like, I must have given them a folder of beats, mice. It must have had about 100 beats in it, right? Like an idiot. So like, I was inexperienced, like, and I was so excited. I was like, I'm gonna just send 100. They got to choose one.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine how shit I would have been if they never chose one beat out of 100, man. I would have been dying.
Wow.
So I wrote to him and I said, listen, Fahim, like we don't know each other, man. You've never chatted to me and we ain't spoke. Like, I just would like you to know, like, please stop dipping into my bag of beats, man. Have the decency. But this is how it goes. Like, I get people and they'll say to me, yeah, like, I want to buy some beats, blah, blah, blah. Can you send me a folder, or like, is there somewhere where I can go to listen to the beats? And this is the part, you see. This is the bit where it's like, all right, then, I'll send you a folder. It'll have 30 beats in it, and like, sometimes you don't hear from them again. But and you know in the back of your mind they've got 30 of your beats, and you don't know what's gonna go down in the future.
That's a tricky one, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a tricky one because obviously, you send a bunch of beats as well, and then it might be like someone's heard one of the beats. You're like, all right, I need to find out if this person, all of this sort of stuff that you don't really need to be dealing with. But I guess like some producers just send out like the snippets in it of their beats, like it'll be like a minute of it or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I put loads of little tags and stuff on my beats most of the time. But like, I generally I just say to myself, it's like it's more for them. If they want to steal the beat and like put it out without saying anything to me, then it's like, come on now. It's like, what kind of name you trying to give yourself?
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true, man. That's a good point, man. Yeah, and I guess like he might have felt like, the dude would be happy to do, like, I've got this beat on, he'd be thinking like you'll feel privileged that you got something on his release. When you're like, no, that's not the way I work. It's like,
no, it's not when they don't know, like when they don't know who you are. There's always that risk of like them thinking that you're like a budding 19-year-old kid who's making their first this, that, and the other, and it's like, mate, like my son is as old as you. Like, don't get it mixed up. Do you know what I mean? It's like we're not at that kind of place of engagement where you can just be like dipping into my shit, and I ain't gonna be saying like, yo, what's going on? It's like them guys were trying to get like people, the producers, to buy the CD that they had the track on.
Huh?
Yeah, it's like the it's called the particular track that I've got with them is on it's called $1 Menu Free. Now, this CD, if it is a vinyl as well, but this thing goes for the stupidest money. Like, and I never ever got one. I never got one.
Wow.
Yeah. But I got this next producer. I won't say his name because it's embarrassing for him, really. But this next producer who's on there as well, he's a well-known producer. He must have messaged me and was like, "Yeah, congratulations, man." And I was like, "Yeah, what's going on?" He was going, "You're on $1 Menu Free." Like, oh, really? I never even knew. They never told me.
Wow.
Like, yeah. I said, "Where did you hear it?" He said, "I got the CD, man." I said, "Oh, for real? Like, what? Like, they send it to you?" He said, "Nah, I bought it."
Wow.
And I said, "Oh, you know what, my friend? Like, I ain't got no time for that, man."
What? And he bought like, how much did he pay for it? He didn't pay those $700.
I don't even know, man. But I mean, he's a nice enough guy and whatnot. But that's not the flavour, really, is it?
That's madness, isn't it, man? Like
I know that we never got paid for the beats. I know that we never got paid for the beats. Like, nah. Like, there's work you do for free, and there's work you do for change. Just out of your own integrity, you know where it all goes. You know what it is. It's like that move for me was, I'll do this for nothing, because this is a doorway into a world. Like, it's like me buying a ticket with a beat. It's like saying, can I come in? It's like, no, you've got to give me a beat. I say, hey, here's the beat, let me come in, and you're in. It's one of them trade-offs. But there's no way that, like, no, come on now. You're not going to buy a CD that you should have been given.
Nah.
But there you go, innit? It's everyone's different.
Different world, but
yeah, everyone's just different, man. It's like, but yeah, they're successful though. The producer's successful now, so maybe that's just my state of mind. Maybe my state of mind keeps me where I am, innit? So my guy's just like, yeah, I'll buy your shit, man. I'll be working with that guy next year and a year after.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, you're right. Different state of mind, more positive in terms of like, yo, this is a stepping stone to this, to that. And also like, it's a different world as well. Think about like people leasing beats, that wasn't really a thing before. What's to do with that? So leasing a beat means that is it kind of like you rent it for a while?
Yeah.
Forever or for a while? That's the part I don't get. Do you lease it and then...
You're not getting it exclusively.
So other people can lease it as well?
Someone else is going to come and maybe buy it exclusively, which then you will lose the right to have it as a lease. It's foolishness.
Oh, wow.
But
That's
it's like
mad.
it's like
That's
you just
mad.
look at it in the same way that it's a car.
Yeah.
You're leasing a car, so like them guys are going to take that back when your lease is up. But like I see these leasing prices and stuff like that. I see these like you can lease the beat for $20 and shit. I'm like, what is the fucking...
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So what you're saying that, so how does that work then? If I lease a beat, I write to it, I record, I put it out, and then when my lease is up, what happens? You take the track down. Like, what's the...
I got no idea. I got this over my head, mate. It's like if you buy a beat from me, I'll give you the stems and all the things you need for you just to take that beat and do what the hell you want to do with it forever.
Wow, but yeah,
you must only be allowed to use it for a certain period of time where you can promote it as your track or whatever, and after that you just got to basically ease off on...
I just don't see how...
Yeah, well, if you put
I don't
CD
get that side of the business where it's like it's at such a low premium anyway. It's like $20 to lease this beat. I don't get it. But then it's like
Drake type beat.
Yeah, but it's like you said earlier, it's people on Spotify that just had a mic. They probably recorded it into their phone on one of those leased beats. You know, it's the same people. They're never going to perform live. They're never going to rehearse in a room with their friend. They're never going to do anything other than just lease beats, record vocals over it, and put it on Spotify through DistroKid.
We're not putting them down.
No.
They'll do videos on YouTube
we're not
as well.
putting them down.
I'm just saying, aspire for a little bit more than that.
Yeah. I mean, this must just be the way that people start now, isn't it? This is how the people start out now.
Yes.
I'm hoping that there's still people out there in shitty sitting rooms with the curtains closed in the middle of the day with cigarette smoke and weed smoke and drinks and beers and loads of mandem and dogs and all sorts of craziness going on outside and like homemade mics and brought down speakers and like sessions going on all day. That's what I'm hoping. It's still happening.
Well, man.
You're just giving away the blueprint. So
that is the blueprint.
Yeah, it is.
I think it will still happen, man. There's a bunch of people that like prefer reality than all the bullshit.
Yeah, but if they haven't seen, you need to sort of be induced into it in some way, didn't you? Like, we all had that experience of being around other people who were doing that, and then you like, oh, this is how they do it. Then, oh, this is what you do. Oh, then you do it with your friends when it's like it's the older lot doing it, and then you see them doing it, and then you go and do it yourself, and But where's that happening now? True. On Xbox.
Let's find someone who's doing it and go around and say hello.
That's hilarious, man. Yeah.
That should be like one of your little thingy shows, Mice.
Mice Investigates. Yeah.
Mice Investigates how the old rap sessions are going on in the old front rooms, knocking on random guys' front rooms. Hello, it's me, Maestro.
What's going on? Just trying to find out how is it going on? How's everything? Beats? Like, what have you got? What have you got going on?
You just turned up at random estates asking if anyone knows. Do you know if anyone's got any rap sessions going on anywhere in any houses? Just keep knocking. I think number 26 has got one going. Right.
I think they're filming right now. They're doing the live stream. They're doing the Insta live performance. Oh man, yeah, it's hilarious, man. But yo, we're chatting with Farma G right here on some shit you might not never know nothing about. Myself, Mice Diggy, Dan DNA, and yo, going in, boy. We've been talking about this £10 bag release, brothers and sisters. Look at this. Look at this, man. This is real. It's really in a bag as well,
That's a nice touch.
A very nice touch. Very nice touch. Shout out to Revolve Records, man. Big up all the crew there, man. Strange Neighbor. You know what I mean? Big Toast. G-Bag. Ollie Suds. All the crew, man. Them lot, boy, put in the work. And yeah. I see how I'm trying to. So what's out now that they can get? If you can't get the CD, you can't get the vinyl, you can't get nothing.
No, you can get the digital download, man. Like you can get that on my Bandcamp. You can get that on my Bandcamp. That's Farma Beats band whatever / Bandcamp. I don't know what really it is. But
yeah, we'll put it in the chat
somewhere. Yeah.
It's not hard to find if you go on Google. You can just Google it. It's only going to be me who comes up. Yeah, you can get it there. You can download it, man. But yeah, there's no more physicals, man. But like I say, there will be opportunities to get the vinyl again, I reckon. Yeah, I do believe it'll be sooner than later, but it'll probably come along around the same time as Volume 2. Makes sense to do it around the same time. So,
that's a very good idea as well.
People will get it, man. But you know, I'll do more next time. I'll do more. I was just a bit unconfident with how many we're gonna sell if there was a market, and you know, I only had Revolve really to talk to about their business, and they were like, well, we'll do this many, and we'll give this many to the what do you call it, the distributor people, whatever they are. And I said, no, I don't want to give it to no distributors. I just want it to be you lot. Like, I don't want to give it to no one else. You lot sell it. And they were like, we'll do this many. And I said, oh, no, let's do a little bit more than that. And yeah, I should have just done another 100 really. But like Dan said, it's better to have them all gone and be left with. Mate, I threw away so much vinyl the other day. Like, the Task Force fans, be ready to weep, man.
What?
Fuck.
You serious?
Did I throw away some
Are you serious? Wow. Wow.
Oh, if only you knew. If only people could see it, they'd be like, are you sick? Like, You're Not Us EP with Raw Dog, like, hundreds of them.
What?
MFTC 5 CDs, MFTC 3s, MFTC 2 vinyls.
What? You threw them away?
Yeah.
What?
It's the end of an era, man. It's the end of an era.
Yo, that is, man. Wow.
That's what you got to do when you're trying to move forward, man. When you're trying to move forward, you have to just dump everything, man.
Yeah,
like as if you empty your bowels. You just got to,
I hear that. No.
I didn't want to do it, but I did it.
Wow.
And I feel better for it.
Yeah, you feel better. Wow.
You know what it is people say, oh man, I would have had one of them from you. And then you think, oh, maybe I shouldn't have threw them away. And then someone else goes, yeah, I would have had one as well. But it's like, still, it's only 5 people that would have wanted them, and I had fucking hundreds of them. So like, forget it. They're gone.
Wow. Yeah. I respect that, man. I respect that. That's quite a bombshell for people to absorb right there, I'm sure. They'll be like, what? How dare you? How could you? But boy,
got to be done, man. It's got to be done. I did it with all my DVDs as well. Like I had the most wickedest DVD collection, man. And it's like same thing with my vinyl. I got thousands of vinyl, man. And like because where I was in Highbury, I come out of there and give up the property. Do you know what I mean? I give it up. And I had to take everything out of there in a rush, kind of. And I just thought, how am I bringing all this stuff to my new house where the kids are going to grow up and like it's all dusty old memories, and this is nothing. It's nothing to do with me today. nothing to do with me. So what's the point? So I bring all the vinyl because the vinyl is like it's a part of my mum and dad's history as well. So it's like, all right. So I bring the old instruments and stuff like that. But even then, I'm looking at all this vinyl and I'm thinking, I got to find a fucking way to get rid of this shit too. Like, I chatted to Mr. Thing the other day. I say, yo, Mr. Thing, you buy vinyl and stuff? Like, and he was like, yeah. Because he runs a record shop, innit?
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Mr.
I think he owns a record shop somewhere. I don't know where he is.
I didn't know that. Jeez.
Yeah, I see posts and he has like record shop and this, that, and the other. And I know he still digs. So I said, look, man, I've got like this many thousand vinyls. Do you want to come and just have a dig, like a private dig? You could just like spend the afternoon just dig through there. Anything you find, like name your price and just take it.
Wow.
So I'm gonna be doing that, man. So I'm gonna be like handing out invites to like
Heavy.
vinyl connoisseurs. There's a heap of stuff in there, man. There's like some real gems.
Wow. Jeez. Farm's going through the evolution, boy. Just get rid of all the old stock. Like, renew everything, man.
It's either that or these old Victorian houses, man. They're falling apart. It's like the records are coming through the floor. It's like you look up and it's like, oh, what's wrong with the ceiling? It's like, that's your fucking records, man.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Makes sense then. Makes sense for real. For the house collapses, but get that vinyl out of there, man. Like, yo, these fucking CDs, man. That's why we need the street team, see? It's like, what the fuck? How do you sell your CDs now? People don't want that shit, innit?
What's that?
CDs. It's a whole different story with CDs. Vinyl's one thing.
You'd have to employ a team of like young dealers to go out and sell your CDs for you.
For real, man.
Press up a load more and just get them to go out.
Put that work in, boy.
Put that work. Put some boys out on the street.
For real. And then boys out on the street, if they want to be putting in the right work, they should hit up the cmossboss.co.uk. Guess why, mother lovers? You know about CMOS, innit, Farms?
Yo, you know what's funny? Like, I swear that guy CMOS boss just followed me today, so that must be something through you. Like, he knows you, right?
Yeah, man. We've connected with him. Yeah, man. Irish. Shout out to Irish and Torre. Irish Richie.
Yeah, I ain't. You know, I just had COVID in it. Like a few. I'm just literally coming out of it now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Second time.
You survived it twice.
Yeah, without any injections as well.
Right. Oh, you still clean, yeah?
Yeah, man, I'm clean.
Right. Yeah, that's good. I mean, you know, I think each to his own, man. It's like, I remember the conversation we had about it when you came on before, and it made a lot of sense. It's like, it made me feel like, yeah, it's true, man. You kind of just have to relax and let be what be, you know? Like, if people feel like they need to do it, you know, boy, you're not going to encourage it, but at the same time, I don't want people to feel any more scared than they are. Do you know what I mean? About whatever it is, whether it's job or catching or, you know what I mean? So you just have to kind of...
I know people are real angry. People are real angry, man. They don't want to hear that you ain't being vaxxed, man. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. So, I'll keep that to myself more of the time, man. But it is what it is, man. But I respect people for doing what they want to do, and I hope that we all come through similar to what we said the first time I come up on there. I hope we all just pull through, man, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's like it don't seem like people are making a massive thing out of it anymore. Not here anyway. You know, so. But it's still out there because I've had it twice, and the second time, the second one, it was like, yeah, this ain't no shit to be upset about. But
I tell you that, and you know what? If you lot want to make sure that if you do get it, you know how to get rid of it in a real good way. You need to make sure you get all your minerals in there, all your vital minerals. You know what I mean? all your trace minerals, and you can get that in this sea moss product. All these different vegetables from the sea basically have a bunch of different nutrients that are really essential for the body. Do you know what I mean? So if you want to fight off any illnesses you've got, if you want to help yourself cleanse, like your body's doing when you're ill, just getting rid of all the shit that you've had, whether it be MacD's that the Uber guy dropped off, or even, what are they called? The
Just
new
Eat.
Just Eat, yeah. All that shit. All the fizzy drinks and all that. You know what I mean? Coffee, rice, whatever it is, man. Your body's gonna need to get rid of it one way or another. Do you know what I mean? So
You need artillery.
yeah, you need artillery for that.
You want to fight, you're going to need some stocks for them.
A whole bunch of stock here, mother lovers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You can get yourself some dose. You can get some spirulina, bladderwrack, wild-crafted Irish moss, real sea spice. Oops, they're out of stock of that because it's so banging. Yeah, it's banging, bro.
Out of stock.
Yeah, sea spice. What? But they'll be back in. Sea spaghetti. That's a good alternative to your normal, you know what I mean, pasta. If you want something that's veg, green, you know what I mean, chlorophyll. And the real wakame. The wakame's bang, bang. It's like, yo, this is like, you know what I mean? If you go in a Japanese restaurant, you get the seaweed. It's like that kind of level. I just got to find all the, I don't know what other ingredients to put in there to make it taste exactly like that, but I'm getting there. I'm on my way, D. Yeah, but all these foods, like, they're basically superfoods. They're high in nutrients and all that. You can also get the sea moss gels. So that's ready made. You just get, you know what I mean, tablespoonful, hot water, bam, 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 zhuzh it up. Go, 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 go. You know what I mean? Get you through the day. But these can help you, man. So you need to hit up the seamossboss.co.uk and make sure when you do, once you get to that counter, you type in about 20. The reason why is you get 20% off your order. That's a whopping 20% off, mother lovers. The seamossboss.co.uk for all your sea moss pleasures, all your sea vegetable needs.
Good discount.
What?
It's
a wicked discount, bruv. Serious. Yeah. And you know, like, I don't even need to reel off like the amount of nutrients, man. It's ridiculous. Bladderwrack, you got the iodine and all that. You know what I mean? Spirulina is actually a good protein as well.
Even if you just sort of supplement your normal normal food with just one extra item of sea moss or sea vegetable, you're gonna have like probably a magnitude of better vitamins, nutrients, and all the rest of it than you would in fucking your normal food.
For sure, man.
So
and
just
like
adding in a little bit of it.
For people trying to lose
You don't have
weight,
to just eat seaweed the whole time.
No.
You can.
Yeah. Yeah, you can, but nah, you might not want
You
to.
get 20% discount.
Yeah.
You do. No, but even if it's just one product and you just add a little bit into your normal stuff, that's all I try and do. Is eat normal, but just add something in there that I know is just packed.
Super.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is that, man, for real. Like, it's a game changer. Skin, bones, collagen, joints, game changer. Eyesight, sense of smell, taste, it's all there. Ping, you know what I mean? Like, serious, man. And I'd advise people start off on the gels just so you get an idea of what it's about, and then bam, move on from there. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's definitely a game changer. If you're trying to lose weight, it really helps because you're getting all the nutrients that you need. The idea for your body is to get the nutrients so that it can, you know, do what it needs to do. But we got caught up in this thing of filling up our bellies. And so when we feel like we're hungry, we just want to fill up our belly as opposed to give ourselves the nutrients we need. But if you wanted to lose weight, do fasting or whatever, you can use a lot of these products, making up the gels. But yeah, obviously doing it first of all, you want to make sure you're drinking lots of water as well.
And these are all just things that should be in the food anyway. They're all just stuff that's depleted from the land. It's still in the sea. You can still get it in sea vegetables, but it's meant to just have been in your food. You're only having to have sea vegetables because they fucked your food so much. So, you know, in an ideal world.
Deep, boy. Deep. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, shout out to the CMOS boss, man. Definitely. Some shit you might not never know nothing about, boy. Woo! We're here with Farma G. Bruv, we appreciate you coming through, man. Serious. And also blessing us with this mega project, man. It's a nice comeback to it, I'm telling you. It's a nice comeback for a £10 bag. It's like, yo. Oh, okay. I remember. Yes. Levels, bruv. Looking forward to some more, man.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, bruv.
Thank you, Dan.
No, thank you.
Yeah, man.
It's been a pleasure again.
Love, bro.
And well done for the product and this. You know, as we said earlier, there's a philosophy behind it as well. That's what I respect. Art that's got like lots of levels to it. It's a piece of art. It's got levels to it. There's intention behind it. You know, so yeah, respect for that.
Definitely, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you both. Mice, I won't ask you for a feature for the second or third one because you've done me your favour. Thank you very much, sir.
Nah, all good, man. But I got that beat still, so we got some more work to do, man. Trust. I'm gonna get on it, man.
What did I give you? I can't even remember what it was.
Yeah, I'll send you. Yeah. There was enough because I goes, can I get this one as well? And he was like, yeah, man, yeah. So I'll send it to you just to make sure it's still available anyway. But yeah, man, definitely, bro.
Right.
Love for getting me on there, man.
Whenever you need anything, man, if you need any music or beats or you're working on anything, please tap me up, man. I won't charge you.
Oh, shit.
I owe you favours. This is how it works nowadays, man. It's the bartering system.
For real, innit? But I love the way you're doing it, man. Like, serious. Going back to that Bandcamp, that little jack there.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, that's beautiful, man. That's the way to do it, innit?
Yeah, but I mean, that's why I'm saying it, though. If we all do it, then it just becomes a little bit normal because it's like, when people expect it, then they're upset. But if people expect maybe I won't get it, then, but it is built into the Bandcamp, you know, whatever the structure, their fucking sales model. So you have to go around it in a certain way. But if you don't mark it out clearly, man, you're just going to have people like crying all day.
Yeah, for real.
Because I'll go down the pub and spend £100 on pints, but I'm not going to pay £10 extra for you to have your digital. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's weird that people are like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a funny game, man.
Maybe Elon Musk will buy Bandcamp.
Oh, fucking hell, bro.
I'm only joking.
Elon Musk, boy. Jesus.
Yeah, tap me up for the beats, Mice, anytime.
Definitely, bruv, man. Appreciate that, Farms, man. That's love right there, boy. Definitely. Woo!
How do I get off this thing, man?
Yo, that's Farma G. Let's see some fire emojis.
Where's the door? Like?
You know what I mean? Where's the door in this mother lover, boy? That's Farma G right there.
I'm gone, fellas, all right?
Yeah, man. Love, bro.
Thank you very much.
Big up to Farma G.
Man.
You know what I mean? Psychedelic, Contestant, Farmer Jesus. So many different names, boy. Dalai Farmer. You know what I mean? Sample Gods Present, Farmer G's £10 bag, Volume 1. Jeez. Shout out to all the crew that were locked in, man. We appreciate all of you mother lovers each and every time, boy. Shout out to Robbie Love. Nice one, JM. You're more. Yeah. Wow, my screen's going funny, man. Shout out to Ashley Whiteman. Shout out to Blade. Blade was saying no one wants CDs anymore. He shut his business down when the pandemic kicked in because it killed what was dying anyway. Wow. CDs, man. Like, I wonder if people even got CD players. Like, when they talk about CDs, I'm like, right, do you even have a CD player?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The game done changed, man. Shout to DJ Locke, Black Einstein. Shout to James. Easy Robert McLaughlin. Yeah, you get the pronunciation right. Shout to Teddy T. Shout to Andy Lafferty. Yeah, man. That was a really good. Farms is deep, man. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Baba should write a book. Like, with the amount of shit he's been through. Shout to Psychedelic Scientist. All the crew that were locked in, man. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, you know.
You could probably sell it. Probably
you could philosophize.
Sell the same number as, put together maybe 3 times what he's made of the vinyl. Definitely sell it.
Deep guy, man.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah, man. So
that was good.
You lot should go and get that at least, man. Go hit up the digital version.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On the Bandcamp. Shout to Revolve Records,
I'd want to hear
man.
it. I'd want to hear it off of vinyl, though, if I was getting... Because to be really like the old school MP3, it's got to be like a piece of vinyl that's been recorded into MP3. That's what you want. You want to hear the sort of needle crackle in the MP3.
Yeah, that's the crackle on the old vinyl.
Yeah, that's what he should have done. He's just recorded it rather than upload the MP3s. Record the vinyl.
Oh, that's a smart idea.
Yeah.
Shout to Andy Crafts. Really like that idea, man.
Yeah. And then and then what else you could do is after you've put out your 100 or 200 vinyl, you could then record the album onto tape. And then you could sell the tapes of the album with the handwritten thing on it. And you could pair it up with another person's album. You could put one album on either side, and just before it gets to the end, it cuts off. So the last track cuts off halfway through, like
so
it used to when you used to have tape. Yeah, so you don't even get the full song at the end.
Yeah, we should hit them with it, man.
Yeah,
this is how the fuck it should be. Yeah, fuck you, new school. This is how the fuck it's gonna be. Yeah. Shout out to Dusty Arms. Big up to Tempo 187. Hey, shout out to all the crew that were locked in, man. Henry Fitzgerald. Yeah, that was a nice little chat with him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Cat 14. Yeah, big up all the crew, man. We appreciate you each and every time, man. This is how we do it, man. Some shit you might not never know nothing about. Shout out to Low 3 Beats. People know about Farma G, boy. Legendary. Hey, see, my introduction was like the Berry Crew, you know what I mean? Mudlam's days and all that. And then obviously Task Force started coming into play, and then it was like seeing their growth. Like they're linked with Brain Tax and Low Life, and then I come in maybe a few months or a year after or something, and then seeing like, right, damn man, that's how to do it. Like, you know, yeah. So it's pretty sick, like seeing what he's doing now. Like, of course, man. He already had it on lock. You know what I mean? He already had it on lock. It's just a matter of time before he's doing shit like that, like waking up at 6 a.m. making
But
beats.
to hear like all that stuff about the like Chester's rejected beats being the ones that get sent out to, you just think all that. Like you said, all that sort of, every time you hear those beats, you're like, oh, this potentially should have been.
Yeah. Now you got to hear it.
From that era of Task Force or whatever, that would have been. Yeah. Yeah,
it's amazing, man. Yeah, boy. Thank you, mother lovers. It's about that time, though. You know what I mean? We'll be back next week.
Have we got this video to play?
Yep.
Yeah? Should we play out with that?
Yeah, we play out with it. Okay. It'll probably be the best thing. But we want to thank everybody that locked in tonight on this special episode where we got to celebrate this release. You know what I mean? A little Belated 420. Shout out to all the Blazers out there. You know what I mean? Mother lovers worldwide, getting it in. It's we've gone past £10 bags. I guess nowadays you roll a £10 bag and blaze it, but it was good to be able to take it back to these days. So thank you for everyone who locked in, man. Anyway, this is some shit you might not never know nothing about. My name is Mice Diggy. That's Dan DNA. Oh, but before we go out, shout out to the Canisters UK. All right, let's quickly shout them out, man, before we go. Apologies, mother lovers. CanistersUK.com. Hit them up for all your CBD needs, mother lovers. I'm talking about chocolate bars, balms that you can rub on any parts of your body that may be aching, whether you've got rashes or you've got, aching joints, aching muscles. Balm is good. You got sprays as well. You spray under the tongue, keep you in a nice, cool state, calm, relaxed, calculated.
Mm-hmm. Delay spray.
Yeah, it's kind of delay spray. It depends on how you use it, you know what I mean? But shout out to indica, because the indica keeps me calm. Shout out to sativa, because sativa gets me high. Just to remind people, you could get either or you can get yourself a full spectrum, which is like both. And so, you get into different zones. You know what I mean? Wherever you feel like you want to go, you get there. But you don't feel high. That's the good thing about CBD. It's nothing to do with getting high. It's more to do with getting right. There's also coconut paste, like an oil, you know what I mean? That's a full spectrum as well. You can also get the chocolate stirrers. Don't forget about the chocolate stirrers, man. There's something special. You can get quite emotional with them. You know what I mean? Depending on how you sip it. And there's a bunch of other products on there as well containing CBD. CanistersUK.com. Hit their details to find out a bit more about how CBD can help you with anxiety, with lack of sleep, with appetite and things like that. So very good product. We wouldn't be telling people to go get it if we didn't think so ourselves. So make sure you hit up CanistersUK.com. And when you do, you can get yourself 20% off any product if you type in SYMNNKNA. That's SYMNNKNA. And get yourself 20% off, mother lovers. And on that note right there, it is time to say this is some shit you might not never know nothing about. My name is Mice Diggy. That's Dan DNA. Guess what, bitches and bitchettes? We're out. Mother lovers.
It's the wildest one from the west, rising up from the depths with the signs of someone possessed. Go find your gun, you realize with sudden regret and decide it's time you run when this tiger's hunting your flesh. Beware the giant, you silence none of his steps. It might feel like it's thunder when Mice is thumping his chest. Line them up in the set, I'll tidy up all the mess. The hurricane swept in, just a pile of rubble was left. Think you're rugged cause you tuck a ratchet, but put it down and you're as fluffy as a bunny rabbit. So double back because it's just a fact. They only say the scene's dead cause you're rapping that shit like a hungry maggot. Fresh from the sewers, you can smell the manure. Have you shit in your bed cause you're thinking there's some intruders. I'm in your den with the crew plus some chicks we met from Bermuda. Like listen, lend me your room in the kitchen blending Kaluas. Still the same, still insane, and with his ways been a shame, man. Mixed with Rain Man in his Ray-Ban, still deranged in this wasteland. Switch a blade and give a shake with the same hand. And I brought a £10 bag to this bitch. Yeah, we got a £10 bag of this bitch. Yeah, we brought a £10 bag to this bitch. Farma G with the £10 bag of this bitch. My Stiggy got a £10 bag of this bitch. Yeah, we brought the £10 bag to this bitch. Back in this bitch with a bag of this shit. Yeah, we got the £10 bag in this bitch. No pantomiming or acting like he was meant for this. Grab the mic and start vandalizing the premises. Appetite of a menace who's savage-minded and reckless, enlightened, but still a dark side channeled like he's an exorcist. It's hammer time, swing the mallet right where your temple is. You've had your ride, now stop acting like you were meant for this. Back in time you were analysing the sentences, knowing you ran as dry as a camel ride where the desert is. Hey, Mr. Diggy's the name. Here to bring you the flames, not in this business for fame. When a little bit came, they were slithering from the drains. And I'd be an idiot to mix with you lizards again. Knowledge is built in on what I've got to be skilled in. They're following pilgrims, cover more ground if I store your buildings. Oi, and go tell your friend he better recommend me before I spend a penny in his rented Bentley. Often deadly with the chopper ready off his head, just like a hot machete through a glob of jelly. He had the bomb till he had to drop it and went on his saddle, then galloped off from a catastrophic event. My Stiggy got a £10 bag of this bitch. Yeah, we brought the £10 bag to this bitch. Back in this bitch with a bag of this shit. Yeah, we got the £10 bag in this bitch. And I brought a £10 bag to this bitch. Yeah, we got a £10 bag of this bitch. Yeah, we brought a £10 bag to this bitch. Farma G with the £10 bag of this bitch.